Everybody, it's your boy
Update.
Gal. What? God damn it!
Sorry. Sorry.
I
Don't
waited
update
and
fucking my
everything.
head up. Fuck your intro. What's up, everybody? It's my show today. It's me, HBO TV, here to bring you this week's episode of the Beat More Nerdy podcast. And I'm here with my co-host.
You didn't give a name. I don't know who you're speaking to.
Fuck
He
you, who's
pointed
the
to
other
me.
one?
Oh, the other one.
Exactly.
I
That's
knew who he
you.
was
You're the
talking
other
to.
one.
It's me. We're vibing. We're vibing. We're here. We're here. We're taking over.
If you're here,
It's
why
your
didn't you
girl.
give your intro when he said my other co-host?
I did, but you know my mic be funny. It's your girl, Diva XOXO, back at it again with another episode. This is episode 122. And we're also here with our other co-host, Galaxy Greg.
I don't know who that is. I have amnesia. I'm just a guest today.
Yeah. Shout out
What's
to
up?
Big
It's
Al.
your boy, OnlyFans, Only Pain, coming at you with some more. It's your boy, Galaxy Greg. What's up?
Only pain is crazy.
AKA
Pain?
the OG
OnlyFans?
Galaxy, AKA the Hentai Honcho, because they didn't do theirs, so I'm obviously gonna do mine.
Well, we always let our guests do their AKAs because it's the best way to get the fans to know them.
That's it.
Make sure y'all check out Galaxy
You're
Greg.
welcome.
Right? His OnlyFans there.
Check
You
out
can
my
find him.
OnlyFans at Do Rags McThugs a lot, AKA the Drill Master, AKA Noodle Dick Shrimp Penis.
The actual one he gave us was Galley Dick Greg.
Galley Dick. Is it a Gatling gun or is it like a galaxy-sized
I
penis?
think it was a galaxy size something. We don't really know, but
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your show. Host it.
That's it. Fuck it, man. So since we have our guest here today, we just want to interview him, but I think y'all don't want to hear nothing about it.
You don't want to hear about my life. Only
Yeah,
pain.
we don't want to hear about it. Yeah, we don't care about his pain. But this week, we are going to kick things off with something very slight, and we're going to talk about anime and the anime that yours truly has seen and are his favorite. So that being said, I would like to note this for people who are into being introduced into anime and that whole realm of things. The best tool you can probably use if you don't know what you really want to watch or you don't have enough friends to ask for recommendations, like Greg here, he doesn't know anyone but his wife, who sadly just watches everything on Netflix. No anime. You know, he's looking for the real hentai lovers.
I was about to say, I don't watch TV. I just watch porn. It's a part of my crippling addiction.
Yeah.
24/7. Doesn't matter where I'm at.
You know, sometimes they be musty in public. You don't want to approach them, so you got to move on to the other
Musty,
folks.
sticky, slimy, all of the above. Don't shake my hand.
What is happening? What is happening?
I'm rolling with the punches.
Stop yes-anding each other. Stop. It's not involved. Y'all just yes-anding, and I'm sitting over here looking crazy. It is not.
That's so
I'm
funny.
cutting it off. I'm cutting the shit. Cutting it.
You like a good yes and, you know, that's a
Hmm.
we'll let it slide. Anyways, what I was saying is that for people who are new to anime and don't really know how to find what they're into or anything like that, I recommend a site called My Anime List. It is also an app if you want to use it. It is probably your best tool to find out what the market standard is of shows that are really good. And they do break them down into genres, and they break them down by score, and they even have an all-time ranking list, which sometimes get skewed by the fact that a new anime comes out and one person gives it 100%, and now it's the number one show of all time. So judge accordingly. Check the years when things came out. Yes. That said, Greg, any thoughts about this tool?
If it's not the tool on my OnlyFans, no, okay. Jokes time's over. Like I was saying, yeah, it really helps with just keeping track of it. If you really wanted to just look things up, look it up by genre, it's really helpful for finding things. I recommend using it if you are new and starting out, or if you don't have those friends who have given you good recommendations. Because I know some people, when you ask them for a recommendation of a show, they don't recommend it based off of what you would watch. Like if you're into detective dramas, and then they go say, "Oh, go watch Kokuro's Basketball." Nigga, that's a sports anime. that's not your wheelhouse at all. They're just suggesting things they like. I think people need to be more comfortable with suggesting things they like. I agree, or saying like their personal top 10s. But when someone's trying to get into something or learn about it, you need to offer it the easiest method of entry, i.e., hey, you like science fiction? All right, Don. That's some good science fiction going on right there. You like mechs? Gundam. Like,
wait a minute. Did we offer Don as someone's first anime?
if they got the stomach for it, it's not bad. I mean, the first episodes.
I don't think it's that bad at all, but the first episode is crazy.
Yeah.
They handle it very tastefully, is what I'll say. Look, it's not. I've met people who have told me to go watch Guts as a first.
I
met Guts, Berserk.
You don't get into the craziness of Berserk off the rate. Like,
it depends on where you start, actually, because if you start with the old school Berserk, you don't.
Which I've seen.
If you start with the new school Berserk, they kind of just give you a flashback of everything. Like, this is what kind of went down, and it's like, wait, what do you mean? This is what kind of went down? It's like, yeah. There's a whole series before this, but don't worry about that. We're here.
Yeah, but when it comes to Don, like, if I'm recommending that to my niggas back in the hood, and they watch that first episode, they might be liable to shoot me.
People would be right.
Shoot you is crazy.
I know plenty of people who would be upset if I gave them Don.
Okay.
First.
Noragami, happy?
I don't know.
That's sci-fi? Yeah.
Spirits and shit. They got a lot of spirits.
Historical in a sense.
Yeah.
Most of those gods are real.
Hell, if you wanted to get a little bit like crazy fiction, but like just spread out, Record Ragnarok, simple one. That's on Netflix, and you can just watch that.
Ragnarok is a good one to suggest.
Historical figures, but like anime's take on them.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
That's
but
better.
the point of that rant was just to say, like, recommend things in people's wheelhouse and like take your time to really think about it. Like, if someone sat me down and told me their likes and dislikes, I can give them shows.
Yeah, like, for my fiance, like, they're really into horror and like stuff like that. We actually haven't watched any horror.
Were you about to say horror hentai?
I heard hentai.
I had horror hentai.
I was gonna say horror anime, but that's not what I wanted to say.
Most hentai is horror, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
There's a large category that is, but there are some wholesome ones. Very, very wholesome.
Not the kind I watch.
Wow.
Sentai is a better category. It's like,
you know, they have a whole category that's like, it's basically cucking. It's called NTR. So NTR is basically like, you have a, I don't want to get into this, but I am going to.
We're spiraling back.
We're here now.
We're here.
No, we're going back to your fiance.
Look up NTR on your own time. There's several like web comics and stuff, not that are NTR, but about it, and they make jokes about that in anime about some people in the English translations, and I forgot what the word is, but it's a word, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're a this," and then they'll run away, and it's like, look up NTR and you'll get it. It's actually in a lot of like non NTR stuff where they say like, "You're into that," and people will be like, "What?"
So
are you looking it up?
I am not into horror anime a lot, so I wanted obviously to suggest something that I've seen. So like, I did Attack on Titan, which isn't horror per se, but it has enough like gore and stuff in there to keep them interested, and it also has like they love SCUs, they love like solving mysteries and stuff like that. So I was like, this is the perfect one to mix kind of both of the things you like to introduce you to anime, to get you kind of in the feel for it.
Right.
Yeah, now they're watching Naruto. Full weeb out. I did it. We got him, boys.
I guess so. He's researching what NTR means.
No, I was trying to pull up an example by pulling up a horror list on my anime list.
Would you classify Parasite as a horror?
No.
Tokyo Ghoul?
No. Thrillers.
Okay. I know like two that are actual horrors, and it's like one that involves a piece of paper, and like they each tore a piece of it. It's like 7 pieces, and they get transported into like this demon world. It's like their school, but it's like hellish version. And like to get out, they have to bring all the pieces of paper together.
Is Hellsing a horror?
Yes.
That is
I
quite
guess,
literally
yeah.
action and gore all the way through.
But that doesn't mean it's horror just because it's action and gore.
Well, horror is a broad term when we're talking. So I mean,
Your
I guess we can
grandmother's just calling me. I have no idea for what.
Do you need
She
to
wants you
take
to
that?
fix something.
Obviously,
Don't do it.
I'm not good. No, she's all right.
All right, if you say so.
Don't
She do
think
be
we don't love
falling,
our
though.
grandmother.
Like a
I was
lot.
gonna say, don't think we don't love our grandmother. She lives with our mom. She is safe.
She's with like
Okay,
3 other
alright.
people. She's good.
Yeah, she's with other adults. She just probably needs like a tech thing.
What if they all need your help?
They really need
I just thought
like,
about it. I was
something
like, if she
to
actually
call
fell,
for.
she could always just text me. She got one good arm.
You gonna stop talking about my grandmother like that?
I'm gonna stop talking about nobody's grandmother like that.
Crazy.
But we were talking about your list in specific.
Yes.
You
So
know,
let's
your likes,
hear
your
it.
dislikes on there. How many shows
We'll
have
start
you
from the
watched?
bottom.
Because we've
Yeah, how many
already
shows
done
have you
this.
watched? Yeah.
So as we mentioned, my anime list is a good tool to catalog things. But something that I've moved to recently is AniList, which is more of like a more up-to-date version of my anime list. It's not as developed throughout the years, but it has a better app. It's a prettier website, and something that they had. If you are a person who writes all your animes in like notes on your phone, they have a tool where you can just import that and it'll just update it. So
That's
yeah,
for me.
so I thought that was pretty useful. They seem to be more in touch with the newer generation, and so because of that, I've kind of been in between when it comes to updating my actual list of watch. But I'm just gonna go with what I use on my Annie list, and right now I currently have 340 watched anime. Granted, that is an inflated list because the way these sites work, they don't classify the entire series as one show. So,
Right.
example, My Hero has 7 seasons. Those are each their own show in this list.
Right. Just for reference on how many that is, he has about double mine. I haven't updated this in a while, but the current number that I have, he has almost exactly double. I'm looking at my
But I'm missing some.
anime list. Yeah. And it's really funny because it tells me how many days, and it's like 102 days, 6,266 episodes.
Yep. On my anime list, it says I have 379 shows watched, and that I am currently at 21.4 days. Oh, that's manga. Shit. I'm at 174.6 days of watched anime.
He's
And
got
that's dropped.
74 more days than me.
Yeah. So put that in hours, and yes, I had no life as a child. It's okay. Things were fun back then. All I did was watch One Piece, and when I needed a break from One Piece, I found a side hustle.
Where's the My Hentai list? I need that.
They actually do have insight in these things. You have
I
to
wouldn't
filter
even
for them.
look at. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even.
You
look
think
it
I
up.
remember the names?
I watched the same ones over. So,
I'm just letting you know the tools, man. I'm just letting you know
where's
the
the
tools.
total number? I can't find it.
Are you
You
in
have
my
to go to your
profile?
profile.
Oh, I have to go like to my profile.
Yeah, you have to go like to your profile. It's crazy.
I went to all anime.
No, your profile. Because you can
Fine,
look
man.
at other people's lists.
What?
Yeah, you could actually like.
Like
use
this is a whole
Facebook.
forums and there's blogs and
I
chats
see
in
it.
here.
I see
Yeah.
it. I'm here. I didn't know all these things existed. What my number? My number's real low. We not gonna talk about it.
Nope, say it.
No.
Say it, you
It's
perp.
embarrassing.
Because I was gonna say something, and I want to know if I'm accurate.
Say it, perp. 37.
No. More than
20.
that.
47.
49.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, I have watched more than both of them combined. That is.
That's not fair to say. Hers is still low as hell.
I'm just
No,
saying.
it isn't accurate. I haven't updated it in who knows how long.
I'm just saying. It's not far fetched to say that I'm probably up there, which is sad for me. But I promise y'all, I have a life now. Like I swear.
Oh,
please.
yeah. Last time I updated it, it was July of last year.
Where does it tell you that?
2023. It says
I
last
would just look at
anime
last
updates.
anime updates.
Mine doesn't say that.
Oh, I
It
don't know
says
tell
it.
you.
It's right
Right
next to
next to you.
Days.
Yeah.
Nope. I could share my screen and it's not there.
I mean, if
Okay.
you want, we
We
can
believe
figure this
you.
out for you. But we
It's
believe
all
No.
good. I'm gonna update it and I'm gonna see how much closer I am to Heed. Because I've watched
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot of
updated because
shows.
I've been watching a lot of anime lately, and y'all know it. I've been
See,
killing the
she's
game.
the run it back queen, if you didn't know.
No. Not fair. Not fair. I started a new anime this week.
Will you finish it is the better question.
I don't know yet. I'm still on the fence. I'm only like 3 episodes in, and
And
I'm
there's 4
still on the
seasons of that.
fence. Huh?
There's 4 seasons of that.
It's like 7.
What show?
Bungo?
Uh-huh.
You're 3
Oh,
episodes
shit,
in,
I
you
got
gotta
you.
finish the show. Sorry.
3 episodes that you gotta finish.
It's the rules. I don't make them. I just follow them.
Hey, that's how I finished Naruto, because Shippuden. Because I didn't care for it, but I said I watched 3 episodes. I'm here for life.
Mm-hmm.
You're for
Can't
life.
I'm
leave the
here for
game
life.
when we in the game.
I had 3 episodes to leave. I had 60 whole minutes to decide this is not what I want to do.
This is forever. This is crazy. It is crazy how anime nerds commit.
That
to
is how I
things.
finished Tokyo Revengers season 1. After episode 3, I was on episode 4. Like, this ain't for me. Saw it was episode 4 and said, "Fuck it, gotta finish the season."
That Don't finish it yet. Really don't, because I know what you said about the main character, and I am not a fan of him. But I really like everybody around him is kind of interesting. So I think I'm gonna have to like Tokyo Revengers it and just hate the main character and just like everybody else. Literally,
Yeah.
like, cause he just keep like, I don't know why he hasn't got on board yet. And I'm like, yeah, he did just find out yesterday, but we here now.
Yeah, he's just
And
very.
you ain't had nothing before this. Like, really, you on the come up, like the big come up.
Yeah, honestly.
He's given less fun, dingy.
Yeah. He's basically that, honestly, because he does have a good regeneration factor too.
I didn't
Alright.
even know that yet.
All right, Heed, share about that 300
Let's
odd
hear your
some
list.
list.
Let's hear all 300. I'm just kidding.
All 300 is actually insane, but so I'm gonna just go straight down the history. What the hell is this?
There's a
Oh,
gnat
this
in
is-
here, and it's really fucking annoying. I can't get it.
I'm looking at this, and the last time I inputted something, I was reading Gangsta. I've been finished reading it.
So, going from top, I was told I'm gonna do 40. Fuck 50. There's too many.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I'm gonna try and give a synopsis as I go through this.
Mhm.
Number 1 on the list, it's probably because I have several shows at 100 and they're alphabetical at that point, is Attack on Titan. I love the final act of Attack on Titan. It tied everything together. And the reason why I love Attack on Titan so much is because it reminds me of the second show on my list, which is Code Geass, which, if you've ever seen Death Note, it's one of those psychological thriller anime. But the difference with Code Geass and Death Note is Code Geass has mechs, which a lot of people don't like mechs, but it's like that's not the main thing of the show. It's just they're having big brain chess moves throughout the show. They just happen to have mechs involved.
Fun fact:
Okay.
Attack on Titan is a mech anime. They're just in meat mechs.
Meat Max.
That's actually accurate. It's very accurate.
For Attack on Titan, do you were okay with the ending? You didn't have problems with the ending? I'm not saying I did. I just want to know because that was like the biggest
I saw it
controversy was the ending.
I saw it coming after Eren kind of was fucking shit up in Marley. I saw it coming because it's very much on brand.
For
It's
him.
not on for him, but the last act of Attack on Titan is basically Code Geass season 2. It's basically the same thing.
I knew it was up for everybody and what he was up to when his entire demeanor changed. Because Eren was never a quiet, cold person. And for it to be like, what, I think it was like 2 more years since that. And for him to just change like that, I'm like, nah. He's been at war for the last year and seen the worst of it. Been in the shits constantly. And was still the same person. Like, nah. It was that kiss. It was when he touched his story. Something happened. I didn't know what happened, but I was like, something happened.
once you learn how the Attack Titan works, which is maybe there's a translation thing there, but how the Attack Titan works is pretty much what changed Eren.
They can see future memories. That's it.
Yeah.
Which is basically like future sight hockey, but
to an insane degree.
Yeah, but the only difference was the weird thing is they kind of have to make the memories happen. I think that's what's misconstrued when people were like, when they thought Eren was talking to his father. Technically, Eren never talked to his father. However, Eren's father saw the future memory of Eren going to the past and watching his father see Eren. So it's kind of like he saw him through a mirror. And Eren then had that speech. So he wasn't saying it to him then. He was saying it to him when his father saw it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's confusing to some.
It's confusing as shit. Time is confusing.
No, the time in that is confusing. I think it's cool, though, because even though it is confusing, it does make sense. Like, when you sit down and, like, draw it out. Because I've had... You know me, I listen to people break down stuff. I had a bunch of people explaining. I was like, that's what's happening. I'd have never gotten that.
Yo, because Grisha was ready to not do it. He really said, Dad, you's a bitch. You came here to do it. Get that shit done, little nigga. Guess what? He got that shit done.
He got that shit all the way done. But I was a fan of the ending. Especially, I appreciated the after credits because if you listen to Eren through his conversations with his friends in the last parts of that movie, since they turned him into the movie, he's basically saying, "I just want you guys to live a happy life.
Mm-hmm.
I have no control after anything after that, but I can control the next 50 years of human existence."
Right.
Yeah.
And
he's
people hate it.
Yeah. Well, but that makes sense. I mean, he can't fix everything, and that's not realistic, and that wouldn't have meshed in the story. And I get it. We watch anime and we hope for these unrealistic ends, but what y'all are asking for is unrealistic. And if we look at it through the lens of Eren, I hate to say it, he's always been very selfish. In that sense of like whatever he cares about or whatever he thinks is wrong or whatever he thinks is right is what it is. Now, because we're watching the story and for the most part what he thinks is right or whatever, we're like, yeah, Titans eating your people, that's bad. Or, you know, them blowing up the people and being Titans to blow up, you know, the thing, that's bad. So when he starts doing bad things for what he sees as good reasons, we're like, no, Eren not supposed to do that. That's bad. And we're like, is it?
Another interesting take that someone said is like, if we saw the whole entire story play out from Gabby's side, we feel the same way about Gabby as we did Eren.
Right.
Because they're literally the same person. We just saw Eren go through his shit and just got Gabby, who's now here just on the other side. So now it's fuck Gabby and everything she stands for versus like fuck Eren. Because Eren, in all truth, Eren could have made an example out of Marley and maybe one other country, but he didn't have to kill 80% of the population. Yeah. Right? Because like, if you did it only to Marley and then stopped, everyone else would be scared of you. So maybe make an example out of one or two more other countries. However, they said from the beginning, we don't want to use this. You guys are just scared of us using this. And now I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
They fucked around and they found out. This is the greatest story of that.
It was
also right. It's also the greatest story of like when you treat people like shit and you assume the worst, so you do the worst. You're gonna get the worst back. Like,
yeah, that Trumpers, it's coming. Who said that?
If you expect the worst of people and keep treating them as if they did that, they will eventually do it.
Bro, I don't even know my history. My mind's been wiped. I don't know shit. And they like, you're a devil. I'm like, what did I do? You were just born that way. I'm like, bro.
Like, well, maybe I am that devil.
Like,
nah, because Eren said, I'm not that devil. I'm that goat for my people.
Like, I think my favorite part was when they like did the attack on Marley.
I was about to say, I'm not gonna lie, Eren doing a double elbow into a crowd of random civilians. Bruh, starting your season off like that, I was like, I read it, but I was still in shock.
What did you what did you expect? Y'all went and attacked them first. They was over there big chilling. They thought this was it. They thought this was the world.
You know what's
And
real
they still
crazy?
had their
Marley
own
knew
Titans.
Marley knew they was at war before anyone on Paradise knew they were at war. This nigga said, "We're at war with Paradise," and Aaron's like, "Oh, that's my cue." I've never even met you niggas. I still think I'm the only people that exist, and I'm at war. This is crazy. I don't even have guns like that. Y'all have automatic rifles in this bitch. We have muskets.
We y'all have cars. We have a horse and buggy. Like, we don't even have a train yet.
But similarly, if you go into some more of the lore, one of the reasons that Marley did want Paradise is because of the special crystals that they use to fuel the maneuver gear. It's called a burst crystal, and basically it's basically like making compressed air, but it can be used for so many other applications, like how they used it for the maneuver gear.
And see, and that's y'all being greedy. Y'all need to leave them. Y'all need to just let that go. Some things you just gotta let go. Because y'all
But
could have just
definitely-
left them alone. Y'all could have left them alone, and who knows when they would have made it out. Probably never. Let's be real.
I remember
No,
when
they
Attack
would've.
on Titan came out. I wasn't gonna watch it.
The last thing I'll say on this is eventually they would have made it out, because I don't know if people that watch Attack on Titan or not, but when Aaron had his iconic, it's like, what about the enemies over there across the sea? That was after they killed every roaming Titan on the island.
Oh, right, because they killed them all. But
They killed him in the span of
But-
2 years too. Let it be known, once they locked the fuck in,
they locked the fuck
they
in.
locked the fuck in, because there was
But my
a
thing is,
finite amount of
they would-
Titans.
Right, but they wouldn't have. I don't say they wouldn't have gotten out, but they wouldn't have. How do I explain this? If they'd have left well enough alone, I guess they still would have gotten the Attack Titan. Like, Aaron still would have become the Attack Titan because they sent the dad over there.
Eventually, after they killed the Attack Titan, if they never left the island, Marley would have came over full force, and they would have. Eventually, the Attack Titan would have died and just been reborn into a Marleyan.
Right.
More than likely, still on the island. Why? Because there's a greater population. Like, it could come back, but it's less likely. Their
Less
population's
likely,
way
right.
smaller.
Oh, it's are. But anyway, let's go down your list. That was a fun Attack on
That
Titan
was a
rant.
fun Titan side spiral. So yeah, if you liked Attack on Titan, I think the last 2 seasons or so, I think Code Geass would definitely be for you, because it's very much Death Note, but the last 2 seasons of Attack on Titan. He even has an experiment. Oh, I should
Okay.
Needs her boo.
She trying to get stuffed on Thanksgiving.
Okay. On that
That's
note, we're gonna
nasty.
call an
Next.
audible. Press on. The next thing on my list, it's called Classroom of the Elite. Classroom of the Elite is about an elitist school. It's very competitive to get in, and basically they treat the students like adults. They give them points, and to get more points, you have to do well on tests, and they put people in classes based on how they scored entrance during the entrance ceremony. So and then they have competitions against each other's classes, and at the end of the semester, whoever has the most points, they shift it around, because it goes class A, B, C, D, and nope, class D, and then they shift them around based on their scores at the end of the semester as an overall class. And the reason I like that one so much is because it's very calculated, it's very psychological. The main character is probably the most boring and monotone and bland person you ever meet. In reality, he's probably the smartest person that ever lived, and he is insanely calculated. He's insanely strong, and his goal is to, I don't know yet. I'm 2-3 seasons in, I still don't know, but he's trying to make Class D be the best class, and there's some ulterior motive behind that. But the moment I knew he was probably not that nigga to be fucked with is when the student council president came up to him and said, "I know you. You're that dude who scored exactly 50 on every single entrance exam."
If anybody came up to me and I heard that in earshot, I'd be like, hey, we're friends now. You're going to get me to the top. Okay, buddy? I know you did that on purpose.
Obviously, you did that on purpose. It's not even like a question.
I'm
No.
not gonna lie,
Across
I'd be the
every
nigga to do it on
subject,
accident. Niggas look at me like it's him. He's the main character. I'm like, I'm just a dummy, I swear.
on every subject, there's no way in hell.
I'm just a dummy, I swear.
No, but that's a good one. He manipulates his classmates for his own goals. Everyone's a pawn to him, and he's honestly the low key the biggest antagonist in the show, but you wouldn't know. Next on the list, we'll go Eden of the East. If you don't know Eden of the East, this is like 2009. I just made a video explaining this one. It's one of those anime where it's revolved around phones, and their phones have 12 people were given cell phones. This is kind of a spoiler, but I apologize. It's needed for the context. 12 people were given cell phones. Each cell phone had 10 billion in yen on it. And the person who gave them the phones, he said, hey, go and make the world better. I don't care how you do it, whatever means you, but I want you to spend this money and change the world in some way, shape, or form. Now, that being a spoiler context, this is all I will say, and I will press on. The anime opens up with the main character waking up naked in front of the White House, holding a gun and a cell phone, being chased by Secret Service, and he has no idea what the fuck's going on because he has amnesia. He runs into a Japanese student on a trip, and they become good friends, and she helps him discover his past and finds out that his phone has $8 billion in yen on it.
He only spent 2 billion?
Maybe. And you can see the log of what everyone else spends. So after the end of the first episode, he believes he's the world's biggest terrorist, and he killed a lot of people. I will let people go indulge in that. It's definitely a good watch. There's romance, drama, a little action, mystery. It's a good one. We're gonna sketch Legend of the Galactic Heroes. That's kind of boring. It's basically, if you enjoy watching people play chess, or the idea of someone playing Yu-Gi-Oh, maybe Legend of the Galactic Heroes is for you, because they basically are going up against two galactic militaries, and how the smartest minds in each military is going up against each other in these different fights throughout several years, and how they climb the ranks to be higher employed people. Not for everyone. School Rumble, that's one that you guys might know.
I recommended that too.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
So School Rumble is probably one of the first anime I ever watched fully through, and I loved it. It is just one giant love trapezoid, pentagon, triangle. I don't know. All the characters like a different person in the show, and they're about high school students. And the most strangest thing ever, the bad boy gangster motorcycle riding high school student, yeah, he likes this little cheery chippy girl that kind of looks like a middle schooler. It makes no sense, but he has the biggest crush on her, and he tries to play it cool. The chippy girl likes the smartest guy in class. The smartest guy in class likes some other girls. The other girl, like, literally, they all like a different person.
It's
and they're
high
all
school.
Yeah, it's basically high school anime, and it's such a fun time. It's a good watch. I definitely recommend, because it's so happy and cheerful.
It's a good watch. I
This is
agree.
gonna take off. Any thoughts on that one? Because that's one we could talk.
Very funny. I think the biggest shape you're gonna get is a pentagon of like people who like each other.
Yeah.
It's really funny in that case, because like some people like people, and then some people kind of like people, and some people really like people, and then like there's always, you know, the pervy guys trying to get with this chick, and this guy's trying to get with this chick, and it's just really funny the situations he gets himself in trying to impress her, but also trying to remain the cool bad boy, because like he has street cred. He's a dropout, essentially. He's a delinquent, and you know, in Japan, delinquency is the worst thing. So it's like he's been a delinquent at least for like a year or so, and he goes back to school to impress this girl, to try and be close to her. And like he gets into a lot of like shenanigans from it, because he's trying to keep his street cred. But like if she's gonna join in a play, he's like, I gotta be the lead role because I can get a kiss, but I gotta keep my street cred. So it's like, it's really funny.
That's something. That sounds like me, guys.
Oh yeah, you would love School Rumble. It's a great watch.
Because like the whole main cast is basically like the main character, because they don't like constantly center on one person at a time. They do jumps
and I love that, because I have ADHD.
Oh, then I have a
Multiple
show for you.
storylines are great for me. The more storylines, the better.
Got it. As long as you can keep up, I got you. Next, I'm just gonna mention Spirited Away. That's a movie. It's an old classic, but it's a really good movie. If you've never seen it, you should go check it out. Um,
Yeah.
it's about a girl who, for the sake of the plot, she gets spirited away to like a weird spirit world, and all this crazy stuff's going on, and she's just a young like 10-year-old girl, and um, she's at this basically spirit bathhouse, and she's trying to figure out how to get back home, and it's like Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, it's anime Alice in Wonderland.
It's a Studio
That's-
Ghibli film, so just know
And it
it's
won the
good.
Academy Award for a best animated feature film.
Yeah.
So
Studio
you know.
Ghibli used to just drop. Well, they still gotta do. They drop featured film award-winning bangers all this time.
All
That
the
was
Studio
their
time.
Ghibli.
bag.
Yeah.
Bangers after
Yeah.
bangers.
Still their bag. It's still
Yeah,
their bag. They still get nominated every time. Any Studio Ghibli movie that comes out is getting nominated because it's going to be that beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. They are masterpieces artistically speaking. I hate to mention this one. Angel Beats is another school anime. I did a rant about this on the IG actually. So Angel Beats is basically a bunch of kids find out that they're dead, and they're in this basically RPG map that is a school grounds, and they are just trying to live their everyday school life and having all types of shenanigans and antics and fight against God. Not in like a terrible way, just like because they're dead and they're like, why did we die so young? Screw you, God, and in a joking way. It's a hard one to explain without actually reading it. So,
What, Purgatory? Angel Beats?
Yeah.
They're in purgatory, and the angels are trying to get them to pass on in a non-aggressive way, but they fight off the angels like, no, we don't want to. And they're like, come on, guys, you gotta go to heaven. And like, no, we like it here, because they can't die there. So they just get into wacky antics and shit at school. And it's about like them trying to get the kids to pass on.
Yeah. Oh my God. They had an episode where like every person was like sacrificing themselves in the adventure, and it's just like, you guys can't be killed, so like we'll just see you back later. But
Yeah.
it's like, no, I'm dead. Like go on without me. And then they just like go watch the rest of the adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is where I'm just gonna say Haiku once because it's literally like sprinkled throughout my top 50. Haiku is hands down my favorite sports anime. I've seen parts of Kuroko basketball. It doesn't hit the way Haiku hits because Haiku is really like the Naruto of sports anime. It's a kid who has no business playing volleyball because he is short as hell, but he says, fuck that. If I'm short, then I just gotta learn to jump higher. And so he goes to high school, learns how to actually play volleyball because no one ever would teach him because he's short. And they're like, I don't want to waste my time on you. You're a midget. And he's like, well, I'm going to be the greatest volleyball player ever. Wait, Naruto-esque. It's the tale of this high school that once used to be a very dominant national ranking team, and now they're kind of like nothing. And the seniors, which we're going to call the third years, second years, and first years, they each have different perspectives and how they feel about the sport, and them trying to get back into it or express their love for it or discover that they love it, and them trying to become the number one ranked team for that year. And so they have a lot of trials and tribulations with other schools. You meet other characters from other schools. You learn some more about them. And it's like, honestly, if you could sit through and watch 2 seasons of Haiku, you'll be very attached to pretty much every character in there.
I don't like when people say that.
I don't want to be attached. See, this is what I don't like. This
Oh,
is what I
not
don't like
that.
about
Saying to sit
animes.
through 2 seasons. That's like saying sit through 100 episodes of
No,
Boruto. It
you
gets
can
better.
I'm saying you can sit through the first season, but you don't get to meet the people from other schools until like the second season. You meet some, but I'm like the first season, you'll be attached to all of the people that go to Karasuno High School.
I am currently fighting off everyone I know telling me to watch IQ.
Watch
If you don't-
Haikyuu.
If you
Watch
don't watch
it.
IQ, I say watch the movie that came out recently. I forget what it's called. It wasn't Batter of the Dumpster. I can't remember.
Fly, fly. Something, 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 something. That's how the song goes. I know that.
Somebody.
I got a bunch of Haikyuu stuff on the anime board, which I need to update. I want to do one.
Just crazy because you ain't never seen it, poser.
Oh no, it just came in the sticker pack. Ordered a sticker pack of like 200 anime stickers, and I just started putting them on there, cause like there's a ton of Black Clover, there's a ton of like, and now, this is when Demon Slayer was really popping, so there's a ton of Demon Slayer, there's a ton of Hunter x Hunter, there's a ton of My Hero, ton of Naruto, but
You're
like
a poser.
You are
I've
a
watched
poser, but
Hunter x
it's okay.
Hunter. I just didn't like it.
It's okay. It's okay to be a poser. We'll get to you. I will say this, Greg. You were a swimmer. You like to swim.
You're gonna say
When did
free.
you know you liked swimming?
When did I know I liked swimming?
Yeah.
When I was winning.
So you
Yeah.
didn't like it when you was losing?
Hell no, that shit sucked.
There are 3 characters in Haikyuu that had that exact moment, and you see it. Like they did not care about the sport until they were winning and they were having fun with all the people around them, and they literally was like, "Yo, I think I kind of like volleyball."
It's crazy you say that because you don't really be having fun with people until you had to meet and like goofing off before your event. But like at practice, it'd be like, stop talking. It'd be like,
That's because swimming is more of an individual sport.
it's an
Volleyball is a
individual team sport.
Yes, it's an individual team sport where volleyball is a team
Yeah,
sport.
you get points for your team
Yeah.
to win. However, you
By
can
yourself.
do team events.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
them
relays.
8 event days. Woof.
8
Exhausted.
event days.
I would never.
Wait till you get to
Sorry.
college and you have 3 event days.
What? That's not that bad. What the fuck?
It is that bad
At
because
college
it's
level?
more intense.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yes,
can't
it
say
is.
that, but like I'm saying,
Because
just
you
speaking
have-
from the swimming I did,
It's 8 event days over 2 days, where you do 3 event days.
I was
over
talking
4
about 8
days.
events in one day.
Who the fuck is swimming 8 events in one day?
This little crackhead.
It's almost impossible. That means you're swimming every event in the meet.
No, well, at Poly, yeah.
What
Well,
was
yeah,
Derek
probably,
doing?
So basically, you can swim 4 individual events, and you can swim 4 team events. Most coaches ain't gonna put you in 4 team events. That's insane.
That's 4 relays.
You're gonna be swimming relay after relay after relay after swimming 4 fucking events already. You're done. Your body's done. So usually you might get a max. You might max out at 6. Good coaches will max you out at 4, maybe 5. Hey, you're gonna do these 3 events and then do these other 2. But it'll be like easy ones at that. It'll be like you're just gonna be the last leg on this or the middle leg on this. Have fun. We know you're not gonna like win it, but have fun, kid.
Okay. All right.
Right,
I'm
just
gonna
watch
say
Haku. You'll like it. Haikyuu.
Haku.
always call it
Haku.
it does seem very haku. Like when you
But
read it.
Haikyuu.
I think I
It's a
watched the first
show.
episode and was just bored, and I was like, I'm not getting the 3.
So you are the person that will watch the movies, because they basically have compilation movies that just get to you like all the major parts of each season, and then that's like you don't get like the low level interaction, meaningless conversations. You get like the major conversations, the major game moments, everything.
That's the
So,
thing. I think I'm slowly I'm not moving out of it. I'm just moving away from it for a little while of like the slice of life stuff. I watched a lot of slice of life stuff when I had more time. Now I want to get to it. I want to get to the conspiracy, the action, the story, the fights. I want to be there. Hence, example, why I wait like 4 weeks and read Blue Lock. Because 1, I can just skim through all of his brain thinky parts, and they're pretty quick. 2, I can be in the action. I can be in the shits.
Brain thinky parts has been killing me. I'm trying to finish season 2
of what?
Blue Lock.
of Blue Lock.
It's
But he won't shut the fuck up.
They did them dirty. Let's just say that. Because if the animation was there, no one would give a fuck.
No, it one part it wasn't even like animated. It was just like stick figures, and I was like, y'all ain't even try. That's funny.
You
It
know,
made me
there's
laugh.
literally an anime about horse derbies, like
Equestrian Girls.
Equestrian Girls, and the animation on that is so
So
insanely
fucking fire,
It is-
and it makes me mad. I'm like, who's out here? The people out here watching this are going into it. Ah, my light fell. Give me what I want.
Yo, we gotta stay focused. We're never gonna make it
Yeah.
through this list.
Oh, I'm gonna cut it shorter. With every side rant, it gets less and less.
I told you 20. I said 20 a while ago.
Um,
We need to
we're gonna
record
call
that
that
sound so we can have it.
Meh, 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 meh.
So we can just play it. Stuff.
Oh, next on this list is technically Death Note, and I won't get into Death Note like that.
Just watch
Boy,
it.
yeah, just watch it. You know, like it's a good crime thing that you should watch because every moment is like, damn, how this nigga gonna get out of this?
I'm going to give you 3 words to describe Death Note. Y'all can agree or
Don't do it.
disagree. Ready? Chip. Finesse. Damn.
I'll take Chip out. I would say Finesse and Damn.
Chip scene, man.
Chip scene. The chip scene is so legendary because it's so.
In the Death Note game, I
They just
literally walk
hype
around with a
it
bag
up.
of chips just cause.
No, it's the Chip is so legendary because the fact that he spent $400 on that little TV and, he
And
had
threw
to
it
throw
away. That
He
same day.
had to throw it.
He didn't have to throw it away.
He couldn't get it out that bag without anyone noticing him. He had to throw it away.
He could have fake eat it under a chip. And then
just hold it in his mouth.
and spit it out later. Hell yeah.
Next show,
Right.
Pete. We gonna ignore him. What's that
Yeah,
sound you
yeah.
just made? What was the
No,
sound?
no, no, no.
I keep knocking stuff
I don't know
over.
what he's talking about.
Oh my goodness.
Next on the list, we're gonna go Freeman. Freeman, I think I talked about this last episode, so I'm gonna be real quick. D&D hero party mage sort, 2 mages, big axe dude, a healer. This is their tale of how they're going to go slay the demon lord again because the older mage, who's an elf who's lived for like 1,500 years, she killed him 80 years ago, and now she has to do it again for other reasons. It's a slow-paced anime. The
Kill the
soundtrack.
Demon King. I thought she was just chilling out here, just having all these years on her.
That was after she killed him. Like 80 years ago.
I've
Yeah,
seen
they killed the
Okay.
demon king 80 years ago, and then
You
to
did
her,
talk about it last
I thought they
episode.
sealed
thought
him
she was
80
just
years
chill-
ago.
Right, I
No,
thought
they
she was
killed
just chilling.
No, they killed him, and then like everyone in her party, they're known as the Heroes Party, and she's the mage from the Heroes Party. But 80 years ago, no one remembers, especially in this time. Like they don't have phones or anything. Like this is real ancient. Like they barely have horses to get around, so nobody really remembers her. They remember Himro the hero, and something else came up, and now she has to basically take the apprentice of one of her former colleagues from the party, take her and meet some other people, and take them to go slay the Demon King again because they're trying to go learn a specific magic to, I think they want to talk to the dead. I think she wants to talk to Himmo again. Yeah, and ask him some questions because she was in the Heroes Party, but because time is different to her, like to her this was like an afternoon adventure, but to them like this was the biggest moments of their life, and she didn't really dawn on how much that meant to everyone in the world until she sees the outcome and how it affected all the towns and shit afterwards. So it's just really like an adventure of self-discovery for Freerin herself, but it's an interesting watch. It's slow though. There's action moments.
Do elves sleep? I think elves meditate, actually.
She sleeps. That's the joke. She hates waking up early. Like, there was one episode where there's this town that has a really beautiful sunrise like once a year. And last time they were there, or all the years she's been there, she never wakes up for it because she hates waking up early and she's just too lazy to do it. But she's like, no, if I was human, like this would be like a once in a lifetime thing to see. So I need to put in effort to go see it. So, yeah.
Yeah, elves don't have to sleep. They can meditate for 4 hours. That's it.
She sleeps heavy as hell. Like, she's one of those lazy protagonists where like somebody comes in and is like basically kicking them out of bed to wake them up. The first anime to get me into mech was Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann is a tale of human exploration. Humans are like basically a subspecies to the beastmen that live on the surface. So all the human lived in these basically giant cave caverns and don't ever see the light of day, and they just dig and mind their own business. But one One gutsy kid with a dream to explore the world and see what the hell is above the surface named Kamina, and his younger brother Simon. They go on this crazy adventure to fight the Beastmen and eventually fight the ruler of the world to give humans their rights so they can have that freedom to be innovative and to grow and expand. Um, it was just a good tale. It has a rap song that's really dope. There's some nice little plot twist in there, and ultimately, like they it's the tale of human exploration, right? Because they eventually get to space and travel, and it does get out of hand on the back end. But I liked it a lot. It got me into mechs a lot just because I like robots and engineering shit. And,
So you got a new poster back there, huh?
no, so I moved this poster from somewhere else because I took the other ones down and boxed them up because you guys know why. So I just didn't want a blank wall in the background, so I moved this one over here.
Actually, it's gonna be a blank wall, honey.
It won't be because there's gonna be a gap between episodes.
Yep.
Yeah, I got time.
He got down. I got
Schedule.
time.
It's no gap.
Yes,
I got
there
time,
is. Do you even look
6
at the
days.
schedule?
6
I'm looking at the
days.
schedule. I have the schedule.
The schedule? Was that what you were about to say?
I couldn't get the word out. Look.
Man.
I'll speak to solo leveling. Solo leveling is probably one of the first things manga that I read, or it's a manga for that one.
He put me on that.
What's the
Yeah.
difference between a manga and a manga?
Color.
So a manga is made in Japan. Japanese people wrote it. A manhwa is South Koreans wrote it. That's really the only difference. Is
Color. Because they be putting color in every one of them pages, and I appreciate it so fucking much.
Oh, that is true. I thought those were webtoons, but it's true. Color is a difference too.
Mm-hmm. Them
And
manhwas be beautiful.
they're usually long script, right? Or long script.
So most manhwas get posted online, and then when they go into books, they have to get reformatted. So like webtoons is a good place to read manhwas. That's where a lot of Korean artists upload their work. That's why I read it off webtoons.
Yeah, there's actually several anime on Netflix, like Lookism and something else. Those are manhwa turned into anime. You can tell
What's
by
that other one? God of High School. That's another one.
Out of high school, yeah, you can tell by the animation style that it used to be a manhwa before anything else. But yeah, solo leveling is about a world where people are basically dungeon dwellers, and they are set with their ability power. They're ranked from E to S, and they go into these dungeons, and they basically, that's how their society is built and survive.
How many
The
S
main
rankers are there?
There was in Japan. There's 8 or
5.
4.
There's
Five?
5 in Japan.
Yeah, 5 in Japan,
There's
but
10
there's
in
more
the
other
world.
Yeah. The main character was the world's weakest E rank, which is the lowest rank, until he stumbles into this double dungeon, which is basically at the back of the dungeon. There was another dungeon. And he gets this leveling system ability, and now he can level up, which has been unheard of to literally anyone else in the world. So he goes from an E rank to an S rank, and his journey in there and everything that comes with that, and a little deeper lore that I won't get into. But if you like seeing people grind, level up, and become better, and eventually probably one of the most OP anime characters in the world, solo leveling. That's
Yeah. I give it to him because, like, and I don't mean it on like a world or universe busting potential. I just mean like as a solo combatant,
yeah, he's
most superpowered individuals will struggle to defeat him.
yeah, pretty much so.
He is
there's even
very
a story-
stacked.
There's a story after the story of him fighting the Yamis,
Mhm.
and Jesus Christ, he's so broken.
And there's a
and
story
stacked.
after that too.
It just makes no sense how broken he is.
I think
That other story is going viral right now.
I think the manga is more fun than the anime. I think the anime I'm gonna say didn't do it justice. It is good. The anime is good, but I feel like it didn't focus on him as much because he was just doing the leveling up stuff, so we didn't really get to see him like.
So to be fair, that's what a lot of
Do
is
all of
in
the
the
things.
manga though. Like,
And then you get like where it ends. It's like it ends where he's like got this super dope new power, and because I've talked to you guys about it and I don't mind being spoiled, I know like what it does and like how he uses it, and then I didn't get to see him use it because it's like it ends. It ends on a cliffhanger. That's what happened. It ends on
They
a
try
cliffhanger.
to be true to the pacing and the
Yeah.
anime, and that hurts people that want to know more because they only touch the tip of the iceberg in the
Yeah.
anime. And honestly, Gary, if I'm not mistaken, the manhwa is based on a book, like a
So
novel.
written as a light novel, translated into a manhwa, right?
Mhm.
And then from the manhwa in anime. So yeah, there's 13 light novels, I believe,
Yeah.
that go through it, and there's about 10 volumes of Solo Leveling, right? I have 3 of them right now on that little shelf back there. It's really good, and the pacing, relatively speaking, the pacing is fast. It doesn't feel like it when you're reading it because you have to read a lot. It's a very wordy one, right? But the fight scenes are great, and it's wordy because they have to explain not only what he's doing, but for lack of a better term, how much stronger he is than everybody else around him. That's
Yeah.
what it is. That's why they have to be so wordy.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like, I think it's really good. And I think what bummed me out is that it ended on a cliffhanger. Like, it ends with him, like, getting that new power, and then with that big bad threat happening in the town. And that's where it ends. And you're just like, oh, well.
I can't wait until they show my
episode
guy.
next week,
He,
right?
you know who I'm talking about.
So
I didn't expect to like him like how I did, but he's my favorite.
So
Tiger
it's
Man?
like,
Huh?
Tiger Man?
One of his shadows.
Oh, Tank.
Nope.
Oh, you talking about? Yeah, got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
my liege. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like this nigga, and then I was like, he growing on me. He's him.
Yeah.
He
Oh.
did.
so
For
like,
those,
that's, yeah.
I didn't want
But
to.
I do like Solo Leveling. Like, I liked it, and I just wanted more. I'm just being a greedy anime fan.
But you will get more because it will be back in January of 2025.
Yep, it's already been confirmed for a season 2, and more than likely it's getting a season 3. I will not be doing a cosplay for it, specifically until probably, if I was gonna do one, I would wait until we're right before the last chapter and then do the last chapters like fit. But I don't think I'm gonna do it. One, I don't have the body type. He's like tall and linky, so I'm not gonna do that. But also, if you're gonna dress up as one of his shadows, you gotta commit. You gotta get the LEDs in that bitch. You gotta be glowing. You feel me? You can't just be out here.
Those are for sure dope cosplay to get into. That said, it'll be back in January 2025. Recommend go watch. Have fun. Okay, so this next one is going to be hard to explain, and I apologize for that. It's called Durarara.
I can't help you. I know what it is.
Which one is it?
I know.
It's a lot of da-da-das.
Yeah.
Durarara exclamation point. That's what it is.
Da-ra-ra-ra, not
D-A-R-A-R-A-R-A. Durarara.
Da-da-da-da-da.
No.
Da.
D-U-R-A-R-A-R-A.
Da-ra-ra-ra. Oh no, that's not it. That's that. What?
And I will preposition it by saying this. If this concept is something you sound like you would be into, I do recommend you go watch another show called Bakano that you probably can't find anywhere. Like, you would have to buy the disc or illegally watch it somewhere, because Bakano doesn't exist on most platforms anymore. I would recommend Bakano over Durarara, but because it's hard to find, I recommend Durarara. Durarara is the tale of. It starts off with 3 high school students that become, 2 of them know each other prior, 1 becomes friends with them later. This is how they introduce us to the world. This entire show is based in Ikebukuro, which is a borough in Tokyo. And this is really the tale of Ikebukuro and all the quote-unquote legends that exist in the city. Because you will watch this show from literally 12 to 15 major character perspectives. Like, it jumps between them. They're all intertwined in one way or another. But like, the biggest legend in the city is that there's this bike rider who rides around on a black bike in a black suit and a yellow helmet. And legend says she doesn't have a head, and bike is actually a horse because she's a Dullahan, and she's looking for her head somewhere in Ikebukuro. That is a real legend.
The headless
There's
horseman.
Basically, it's
yes,
their
the
version
Headless
of it,
Horseman.
yeah.
Yes,
Because our
Okay.
headless horseman lives in Sleepy Hollow.
yes. There's the
Which
tale
I designed
of
an apartment there, by the way.
Did you leave a
Really?
place for the head?
Huh?
Did you leave a place for the head?
No. It looks off on the water on the Hudson. It's actually really pretty.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Ichabod Crane.
Yeah.
Ichabod Crane. It's not gonna give me what I want. Shoot. There's another tale of a Russian giant that I think they say a black Russian giant that I think they think he like is mafia ties or something, but he's really just a dope, fun sushi chef that just happens to be black, Russian, and tall as hell. There is Jesus, it's hard to remember these characters. I won't get into the tales of all the legends, but I will say that this show is told in a perspective that I had literally never seen prior to Bakano, which is made by the same people, and there's actually a recurrent characters in there. But you're learning the tale of the city through the perspective of major characters. I think like 12 to 13 major characters, and then their daily ongoings and all the crazy hijinks and shenanigans that happens around all these different people and how they intertwine towards the back end of the series. Like, it's a good watch. Don't know if I explained that really well, but
Not at all.
okay.
Little
Then
bit.
I will read the description, and that will be what I do. It's hard to remember when you watch so much. So, like I said, based in Ikebukuro, amidst many strange rumors and warnings of anonymous gangs and dangerous occupants, one urban legend stands above the all, and that is the Dullahan that I mentioned before, who is always seen riding her jet bike motorcycle around town. Always logged off the excitement. One of the main characters, the high school students I mentioned, he's longed to live in the city. He's from the country. He finally moves to the city because he gets to go live with one of his other friends who convince him to move to Tokyo. And he finally witnesses the Black Rider. And that was one of the things he really wanted to see. There's a lot of supernatural events that happen. Ordinary citizens like himself, along with the most colorful characters in the city, are mixed in the common breakings out of their city. That being said, probably not the most best explanation, but for example, there's one because I really like this show and it's really hard to explain because I haven't seen it in a while.
Let me see if I got it. This kid moves to the city,
Yeah.
and
I swear to
the
God, if
city
you say
has
let's
a
call it
lot
a
of.
gang.
Let's call it a game.
Gotta say that. And the city has a lot of like mysteries and lore and just kind of different stuff that goes on in the specific city, and we get to experience those things, like trying to solve those mysteries, experiencing the lore of the city, not only through this main character but through a couple of other main characters and friends that he makes along the way.
No, close-ish, not right, because they don't
We're gonna
solve
move
any
on
mysteries.
because none of us
But
is
we're
gonna
gonna
get
move on.
this.
We're gonna move on. Yeah, but I promise you, I
Try.
will rewatch the show and have a better explanation in a video. I guarantee you, I will do that.
I'm
It will be a
surprised you
great
didn't watch
undertaking.
Doro though.
I did watch Doro.
Great show.
That one I can explain. Dororo is Dororo. That's it. That is about. There's no better way to explain this. It is about a cursed child who, due to his father wanting the greatest things life have to offer, he offered up his firstborn child. He offered everything. So what happened is the demons came. This is based in like not Edo, Japan, like feudal Japan.
It's like pre-Edo.
Yeah, feudal Japan. So he offers up his firstborn to these demons. And each demon takes something different. One takes his child's sight, One takes his voice, one takes his nose, one takes his skin, one takes his arms, one takes his legs.
Take his nervous system. They
Nervous
take
system,
everything.
everything.
This
He's
nigga ain't got
basically
shit.
he's a flesh ball that can't scream, see, or hear anything by the end of this. After that, his dad's ecstatic, so happy he got everything he wanted. He's now a lord. He got all this his wife's beautiful. He got all this other shit. He's so happy. They say, yeah, get rid of the child, give it to the rest of the demons, whatever.
Flesh.
Yeah, give up the lump of flesh to the rest
Oh,
of the demons.
he was still alive at this point. This ball of flesh was alive. Because they didn't take, I think, his heart or his soul. That was the last thing they didn't take. It was like the 13 demons that took things from him, and the last one didn't take that. So he was still alive and had the will to live. So he didn't die.
And as he was basically thrown out and floating down the river, some guy living in the woods found him, and basically he's a sculptor or something, so he gave him parts. Like, he gave him a fake skin and prosthetic arms, and he still can't see. Like, his face is a mask. He's basically a doll. And as he grows up, long story short, he learns about what happened to him, and he goes on a quest to hunt these demons down to get his body back. And with every demon he kills, he gets a sensation back. I remember when he first got his nerves back, he screamed in agony. That was the first time he ever felt pain.
So it's really crazy because there's someone who broke it down, like the synopsis of when he got each of his parts back. Like, something tragic happens to him every time he got a new part back. So, like, when he got his legs back before he got his nervous system back, right? So he would always fight very wild because he couldn't feel pain. And then right after getting his legs back, he kind of kills the demon, but the demon takes a piece of him, so it still lives. So he got his nervous system back, but he got he got his hearing back, and he got his nervous system back right before that, but he got his legs bit off. So the first sound he ever heard was his own voice screaming.
Yeah, it's a very fucked up show, but it's a good watch because
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna stop watching. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop watching Bungo Stray Dogs, and I'm gonna watch this.
You're gonna cry. I'm telling you, you're gonna cry at some of those parts. It's sad as fuck.
Yeah,
but it's really
with
good.
Everything he gets back, his dad loses something else. Mind you, his father moved on, had a new son.
A whole new son.
Yeah, whole new son, living his best life as a lord of the land. But every time his other son gets something back, he loses something. It's like, yo, someone killed that nigga. He's supposed to be dead.
Like, it stops raining and being flushed. Famine starts to cross the land. They're like, please kill this nigga. He's making everyone's life worse. But in reality, it's because his dad made a deal with demons.
Yeah,
it was so fucking good. I remember when it was coming out.
I'm gonna call that 12. I'm not keeping the best count here. I hope you are.
We are not.
You got about 5 more.
All right, I'll count during the next rant that you guys have. The next one I'll get into that's easy to explain is Blood Lad. Blood Lad, sad to say, it's 13 episodes. That's all you're gonna get. Nothing more, nothing less. But in those 13 episodes, you're dealing with Staz, who is... Oh, let me explain it like this. It is the monster world. Werewolves, vampires, mummies, all types of ghouls, goblins, and whatever, right? Staz is a vampire. Vampires are top of the elite family. All the known monsters are like basically the high blood elite family. So he's a pure vampire, like a pure werewolf. They're up there in tier of ranking in the monster world. Staz is a old school, for better words. He likes video games, manga. Like he likes this. He calls it the Kamehameha wave. He likes all that stuff. He's also the leader of a gang. He's the boss of the gang, but he doesn't like to do anything. He's just stronger than most monsters because he's a pure-blooded vampire. But he just wants to watch his anime and read his manga. Doesn't care of anything else. I shit you not. One day he's in his room and there's a girl. And his plant monster eats the girl and spits her out. And now she has a bandana with a triangle, and they think she's a ghost. The whole time, you're never certain if she's really dead or not. But it's implied she died and became a ghost. The only difference is she has now like the little bandana thing on her head with the white triangle. Everything else is the same.
That's fucking hilarious.
And it's the tale of him trying to figure out how to get her, first of all, resurrect her, and then send her back to the human world because she's not from this world. Um, and you get to meet Staz's brother, his sister, his man's that's a werewolf, and all these adventures. And like I said, Staz is a pretty strong vampire, being a pure-blooded man, but he's lazy. He doesn't want to do all this work. The whole time he really just wants to go back to reading his manga and watching his anime. But he made a promise to help this girl out, so he's trying to help her out.
Sounds like Shaman King.
Close. But you do never find out. Like, there's 13 episodes, and at the end it says the end because there's no more. I think there's something to read, but it's not much. Yeah. Okay. So my next favorite on this list is called I'm Standing on a Million Lives. It's a pseudo isekai in the sense that they're not permanently teleported to another world. They're soft teleported. Like, it's like a video game. Like, you get a quest and you're teleported into the game and you have to finish the quest before they send you back to your world. And the quests are very different things and they range in time. I think, and it doesn't affect time in the real world. So you could be there for like 2 months, but no time passed in the real world. Our main character is a gamer. He loves gaming, but he is brought into this world with not a gamer. Another one of his high school classmates. He hates her. And
I'm looking at you, Diva.
I was to say, is this me and Greg going into a game together?
yeah, basically.
Oh, fuck.
You wouldn't be
And
useless.
the thing is, he's such a dope like gamer that the way that it works in this new pseudo isekai is you get your class and power by this random god no face thing spinning a wheel, and whatever it lands on, that's your class. And I think his first class was chef, and he's supposed to kill goblins, and all he has is his tiny dull knife. And the girl that gets summoned with them, her first class was like a fighter. And so
That would be my luck.
oh no, his first class was like farmer. It was something so fucking useless. Like, he didn't even get a weapon. His second class was chef, and that's when he got his knife, and he was just so ecstatic because you can't hold weapons if you're not that class. So he's SOL. And yeah, it's really the tale of him and his other classmates as they get teleported into this world, and he is the gamer, the rest of them not so much. And they have these miscellaneous tasks that they're supposed to complete before they can get sent home. And they can't necessarily be killed. Like, if they die, they just have to, they can respawn, but they have to be like together, all their body parts, because yeah, bad things do happen. And it's called I'm Standing on a Million Lives because he dies a lot in order to like achieve his goals because he has no choice. His powers and weapons are so useless. He's given so many useless things. Like, when you level up, they give you like a secondary ability. And like I said, he was a farmer. Now he's a farmer chef. And all he gets is a tiny knife. Like, and he's really much the means justify the ends when it comes to his thinking. Like, they're in this world. He doesn't know if they're NPCs or if they're other people. He doesn't care. It's like the mean justifies the ends. If these people have to die in order for us to achieve our goal, then so be it. They have to die. If you are a gamer, I highly recommend this one because it embodies the gamer spirit. Hang on, because something is caught under my chair.
He's gone. Where'd he go?
It hasn't had a season in a couple years, but I think there's 2 seasons, 24 episodes. And,
excuse me.
Good watch. I will jump to Delicious and Dunny is a good one, but I won't speak on that. I will jump to Black Butler, actually.
I want to start that one. It's on my Crunchyroll saved. It's in my bookmarks.
Yes. So Black Butler is
It's got 2
drama,
seasons, by the way.
psychological history. There's the seasons of Black Butler. You said there's 3?
2 of I'm Standing on a Million Lives. I just looked it up.
Yeah. Okay. I knew there was like something like that. Black Butler is an interesting one. It's about CL who, and it's based in Victorian era Europe. Let me start with that. So it's a young boy who loses everything. His family, I mean, he's rich as fuck still, but he loses his parents. How he lost them is very confusing. And in the moment of his death, he essentially strikes a deal with the devil, and in exchange for his soul, as long as he gets his revenge on the people that ruined his life. So now he has a butler who is quite literally a devil, and it's they're he's in it. What you call it? He's like Sherlock Holmes. It's like Sherlock Holmes with a devil butler in kid form, and it's so dope because his butler is great at everything. He can do any and everything. And his catchphrase in the first season, I don't know if he kept it in most of them, is that, well, I am one hell of a butler. Because
he's from hell.
Yeah.
I like it.
I refuse to watch
So-
that show.
Why? What did it do to you?
I don't know. It just feels like a lot of female fan service.
There's not much female fans. Well, yeah, actually, yeah. Because they do
Were you
dress
just
him up.
about to tell me? Were you about to gaslight me?
No, because I had to think of the circus arc. Like the circus arc in some of like the other seasons, like they dress him up in these like adorable clothes. And now that I think about it, there was no relevance to it. Like, yeah, he's 12 or whatever, but he doesn't have to be dressed up like a fucking.
I meant with the
doll.
butler. I've seen clips of that show. I was like, oh, this is gonna get someone
Oh,
doing
no.
it for sure.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe not you, but hey, the hornballs I know.
Black hair person is the butler, and the one with the eye patch is the kid.
No, it's the other way around.
Well, then how the fuck am I supposed to know? Shut up.
I was
Greg.
joking. That was sarcasm. You weren't looking at the
But-
camera to see me smirking while I said it.
I did it because I was looking at the picture of the people.
I know.
But yeah, it's a good action comedy. It's fantasy, supernatural, of course, mystery in there because he is trying to get his revenge on the people that took his family away from him. What happened?
What's your thoughts? Wait for it, Heat. Wait for it.
Hmm?
What's your thoughts on Black Butler?
Remember.
Remember? Okay. Okay. Turn it down.
Eating on the pod, and you know he always fuss at us for eating.
I'm
and
so hungry.
So we thought nobody saw him stick that cracker in his mouth, and that's why I was trying to get him to talk.
I don't know what you're talking about. What
You're
cracker?
a disappointment. You're a disappointment, sir.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm gonna jump into one last grimy one, just because, and then I'll get to the fun ones. To Your Eternity.
They were all fun. Wait, this one won a lot of awards. People like this.
To Your Eternity.
It's about a pebble.
Yeah. Is that
It's
one?
about an orb.
Or what am I thinking of? It's 2 or something.
Your grandmother.
To Your Grandmother
No.
is cool.
To Your Eternity. It popped right up. This is the one
Okay.
that everybody likes, right?
I've never met someone that likes it, but it's well received.
Maybe. It's got a 4.8 on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, it's so good. It's sad, but it's so good. In the beginning, there was an orb, and it was cast unto the earth, and it can do two things. It can change forms of the things that stimulate it, and it can come back to life after death.
The orb or
Yes,
the person
orb.
who... Okay.
So the orb is it's a living being. It's just an orb. Well, for the sake of simplicity here, a god dropped the orb onto the earth, and that's the two things it can do. It can change into forms and things that stimulate it, and it can come back to life after death. When it landed on the planet,
So if you stimulate it, it'll change form.
Why did you do that?
not jerk it off, but
There are
For
people that
example-
want to stimulate that orb. I'll tell you that.
yeah. For example, Greg said pebble. Well, because when it fell onto the earth, it hit a rock and turned into a rock. Because the rock stimulated it. So it existed as a rock until something came along and died on the rock. Then it was able to turn into that dog. And then he went back and found a boy who was the owner of that dog, apparently. And the boy was the last person in his village on the ice, and he wanted to go to like the Greenlands and see all the plants and stuff because everyone else in his village died, and it's just him and his dog that he talks to that he doesn't know is not the same dog. It is now a sentient being that's not of this world. And the tale of the show is so sad because every form the orb can turn into is something that he interacted with and it died in front of him or near him. And he can now take their form. It develops, eventually it learns to speak from the boy because he hears the boy talking and he imitates it. And he can turn into the boy. And once the boy died, because yes, the boy died. It's not necessarily a spoiler, but it's the first episode.
So it can only turn into things like if it died?
Yes. If a thing has died near it or on it, it can turn into that thing.
But
And it's had some form of contact with it.
Yeah.
But like if I stimulated it and I'm still alive, it can't turn into me?
No, not until you die.
Yeah.
That's so sad. All it knows is death.
Exactly.
That's kind of the point.
And when he I'll give you the synopsis of the first few episodes.
Are you watching?
Huh?
This is why y'all like this.
What?
I guess this is my last dark one, and then I'll get happy. It is real sad. Once the boy dies, never realizing his dream of being able to, get to the Greenlands and meet other people. He's able to turn into
Does he go do it? Does he go turn into the boy and see other people?
He tries to, because when he turns into the boy, mind you, when he was a dog, the boy fed him and he just kind of shit wherever. But now he's a human, doesn't know how to walk on two legs, so he had to learn. He doesn't know what eating is, so he starved to death a few times. He's fallen off cliffs and died, and he's discovered by other people when essentially he's in a bear's nest. And I'm not gonna lie, I was entertained by the fact, from a bear's perspective, he just got an unlimited source of food because this thing he killed and ate, it just heals itself and he can eat it again. And yeah, people stumble upon him doing that. And this tale is told over many generations and decades throughout the manga, because the anime gets far, but not as far as the manga. And it's a sad tale, but you are seeing how this orb's learning human nature, what people are like as it interacts with other people. It's learning to care for humans, even though it's immortal and it doesn't really need these people. This so-called god that brought him into existence is always ambiguous and as fuck and not really helpful. And he finally meets a person that treats him like a baby and teaches him everything he needs to know. He calls him mom. And eventually something happens to her, and then he meets other people. And it's like,
I'm going to break down the general synopsis so we can get to the next thing. It's a show about how this orb dropped by God learns humanity. That's the general synopsis.
Nope. Don't. No, because when you say it like that, Greg, it makes me kind of want to watch it. When he says it, I no longer want
but
to watch
that's how it would be explained. It's worth the watch. It's just really sad also.
I don't want to be sad.
I explain it that way because it's a dark anime and I want people to know that. Now I will jump into, I will say my last three all at once for the sake of Greg.
Me?
Where he got to go? Nowhere.
I have work tomorrow.
Nobody has work.
I will say Konosuba. And isekai. It is an isekai anime. If you don't know what isekai is, it's basically being whisked away to a parallel universe or a different world. It's not of your world.
All right, let's do the thing really quick. I'm gonna say Kono, you say Su, and Benta you say Ba. Ready?
I don't know the thing.
Just in that order. Kono.
Okay.
Su.
Ba.
That's how they have. That's what they do with the commercial breaks. It's always some form of that.
Because the main cast is 4 people, so they'll be like Kono Suba, and cut into the second episode. Konosuba is an isekai. It is about a kid who died, and he meets the god who is trying to help him cross into the next world and reincarnate him as a hero to save the world. But I can't lie, this god, she's kind of a bitch. In the sense that look, she's justified, but she's not justified because our main character died trying to save someone and he thought was getting hit by a truck. He thought Truck Kun was coming, And when she breaks it down, and he's like, "Oh, did the girl live?" She's like, "Oh yeah, she's totally fine." She's like, "What?" It's like, "Yeah, no, there was no danger. That truck, it was actually a tractor." She's like, "Wait, then how did I die?" He's like, "Oh, well, you died of shock and embarrassment, and you like pissed yourself, so you were like kind of laying there pissed." Like she just starts laughing at him and making fun of his death, and he's just like, "That's not funny. Like I died," and she's like, "But it's so funny." And so when she finally gets past this, and she's like, "You get to take one thing, whatever you want, with you into the next world." And because she was a bitch and he was
Oh,
petty,
yeah.
he said, "You."
Yup.
So
She was
he
like, you can
forced
have
her.
any power, anything from your old world, any one thing. He's like, one thing, anything I want, anything you want. You're coming with me. What?
Yeah. So he forced this god to be brought into this world with him as he was reincarnated. And it's just the one-to-one reincarnated. He's not like a kid. He's just dropped into this world essentially.
And that goddess is
Um,
fucking useless.
Yeah. She's so powerful and so useless at all times. Like she's a goddess with all these water powers because she's aqua. All she does is fucking like party tricks. Like she learns party tricks and magic shit. Like
Nature's
not
beauty.
Yeah, like not like fun magic, like card magic. And he's like, "Dog, we are in a D&D universe. Like throw a fireball or something." And she's like, "No, I'm gonna do card tricks."
I'm gonna
And
do card tricks and drink liquor.
yeah, she's so useless. His reincarnated adventure is so shitty. Literally, the worst and funniest things happen to him. His party members consist of Aqua, the useless alcoholic god, what you call it?
Megami, the
Megami,
explosion addict.
the explosion, sex, whatever. She's a girl that the only thing she knows how to do is cast explosion once a day, and it
Once
makes
a
her
day.
life.
Once a day,
She can
drains
do
all
one
of her
spell and
energy,
use that-
and she just
Yep.
she's basically she's not unconscious. She just can't physically move anymore until the next day.
And a night that is a masochist.
Darkness.
Darkness. Yeah, she wants people to hit her and rough her up. And when she's talking, she's trying to sound all knightly and chivalrous. She's like, "No, you're getting off on this." It's like, Darkness, stop. Like that's disgusting.
Like she runs into the battlefield, drooling at the mouth at the excitement of getting hurt.
Yeah, and I shit you not, I've seen a lot of isekai. There's probably one that touches this, but there's no isekai that will be as funny as Konosuba because they go on the wackiness and ridiculous adventures, and that is just the entirety of the show. And the icing on the cake is season 2 starts where all of the fucked up shit they did to the townspeople in season 1, they are on trial for it in season 2. That's how it starts. Granted, they're heroes, but that's how it starts. They're on trial for all the fucked up shit they've done in the past.
Everything they do comes to haunt them. Like in a normal show, it's like, oh yeah, we blew up that castle. Someone's like, that was my fucking castle. You're gonna pay for
like how
this.
Family Guy cutscenes happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they do shit, but it stays. Like Cleveland's house getting blown up. They're like, "No, Cleveland's now homeless, and you have to deal with that because you blew up his house," and he's mad. So
he's suing you for all that you got. So I know we
Right.
just paid you, but we gonna need that back and then some.
Yeah. It's like, "Oh yeah, like we gave you the reward for this quest, but you blew up his house, and now he's suing you, so he's taking your whole reward." So
They go from
Yeah.
being rich to being
Sounds
broke
like
a
fun.
lot. It's very fun.
yeah,
Sounds
it's
like
very
fun.
fun. You enjoy laughing. The last season wasn't the best, but I think there's 3 seasons. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that I'll touch, another isekai, it is called Eminence and Shadow. Like I said, these are going to be funny. Eminence and Shadow is about a kid named Sid who, I shit you not, he's a regular high school kid who has an obsession with being a background character, but also being like Batman. Like he relishes the idea of being Batman and not Bruce Wayne, but just a regular nigga in the background at Bruce Wayne's party. He wants to be those two things. So in his world, he goes out with fucking crowbars and batons and beats up criminals at night because he learned all types of kung fu and shit. And he goes to school the next day and is just trying to be like a background character. And when he gets isekai'd, he is so excited because now he can do that. So he basically becomes one of the most powerful being in this next isekai world by also being his best to be a background character. But what makes it so funny is he creates a whole organization with assassins, basically. You know, they have systems and stuff. All his disciples, he's taught them things from his world. They're implementing it into the real world. They're becoming millionaires and rich and stuff. But on the background, he's created them a shadow organization, and they do like shadow evil tasks, quote unquote evil. Yeah, everything he tells them and everything they do is just him winging the fuck out of it. He has no idea there's no plan, but he makes it sound like it's a plan. Like everything he says, it sounds so like, damn, like this guy's cool. Like he's real put together. In his head, he's like, I mean, that sounds cool, right? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. It sounded cool. So
I am atomic. That's all I gotta say.
yeah, but like I said, he is OP as fuck, and it's just funny because everything that happens is just him doing shit on a whim, but trying to make it sound cool and mysterious. And it's a fun one, just because you can see that.
I think I can guess your last isekai. If it's an isekai, I think I can guess it.
It's not an isekai.
Oh, I can't guess it.
But if I was going to make it an isekai, what would you be?
No Game, No Life.
That would be a fun one. But like I said, I've bounced around on this list because it's not well organized. I didn't know how to attack this. But I'm actually just going to do 2 last ones. I promise. That's it. We're going to go Heaven.
Reviews.
I know. We're going to go Heaven's Lost Property, right? Heaven's Lost Property is...
I've seen that. I know I have.
A kid stumbles upon... Essentially, he calls it an angel because it's a girl with wings, lands out in the field, and this girl has the ability to basically be like his fairy godparents. She's basically Wanda, Cosmos, same difference, but not. And she can make things happen, like make his wishes come true. But he's also like a really horny kid. Like he's a hornball kid. This is kind of a fan service anime, but it's funny because a lot of this show is shot in chibi. If you don't know what chibi is, it means small. And it's if you're ever watching an anime and the characters get like real cute and adorable and tiny versions of themselves, that's chibi. And so a lot of this happens through chibi. And the main character, most of the show, he is in chibi form. Like granted, he is a small kid in stature, but most of the time he's in his little chibi form and everyone else is normal. There's a lot of wacky shenanigans that happen here. It's like Fairly Odd Parents.
When you Google it, right?
Yeah.
And you go like to images to like look at it. There are 4 images like in the first Google that are blurred out.
Not on mine. You got that adult Google going for you. It's because the angels, when they first come down, don't have much clothing on. I can tell you that.
No,
I believe there is some nude scenes. Not
this
nude, but
image may contain explicit content.
yeah, I ain't got that.
So yeah, I don't have that. Their angel suits are very akin to bathing suits in a sense. That's their battle armor. You learn the intricacies of them. They might seem like angels, and they do have the ability to make crazy things happen, but they're actually weapons of some god, and they're slaves. There's a whole tale to it. I'll say this about this one, right? Be quick. Like I said, she can make things happen like Cosmo and Wanda. One time he wanted to make girls' underwears fly away when he like shoots at them or something. And so like their underwear grows wings and they fly off. And the running gag throughout the whole show is these underwear are now like a migratory bird group that are like flying south in the winter and coming back.
That's literally episode 1.
Yeah.
And like they don't sprout wings, like the edges of them just do this now and they just flap around. In like random episodes, you'll just see them flapping, just coming through.
Yeah, he even made a mech robot out of underwear that shot panties. One time he said something jokingly, and the angel used her powers and made everyone else disappear except for him. He said that jokingly, but it was very sad.
I have a question because you guys were teenage boys once.
No, I never wanted someone's panties. That's a Japanese thing.
I was gonna say, do teenage boys really want like girls' panties?
That's a Japanese thing.
I mean, there's things.
So that's a gag in like I guess the Japanese culture of comedy. I don't know exactly where it comes from. I assume it's from some form of perversion. However, I do know like over there are like vending machines for underwear. Like you can buy used underwear in a machine. They do a good job of keeping the horny pretty tamed, in my opinion. However, like it's the running gag like the nosebleed thing, which is like because of the higher altitudes there, some people when they get erections they get nosebleeds because the blood pressure increase. So that's where that running gag comes from. So if you didn't know why people get nosebleeds in anime, it's supposed to symbolize an erection.
Yeah, I taught Chris about that early on. I was like, there's some like anime, like cultural things that are gonna happen. Let me explain them to you right now, so that when they happen, it doesn't throw you off.
Chi 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 oh pie, boing boing. That's from Bo 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 Bo. No, Zach Bell.
Yes.
Okay, so that's Heaven's Lost Prophecy. Yes, there's fan service, but there is real romance. There is a real sci-fi aspect because there's technology involved, supernatural, but it is also a slice of life for people in his town, and there's a harem, of course.
We love those.
But I think it's a good watch. Like
it's got a 4.4 on Crunchyroll, just so you know.
Yeah, fan service aside, it's a good watch. And the last one I'm gonna say, it's not really a good rated show, but I think it's a hilarious concept. It's called Bento, as in a bento box. So
you just had to mention it.
I had to mention it because it's.
And then guess what I fucking typed?
What?
Dyslexia strikes again. I don't even know, but I know it's stupid.
Not bento. I typed my name because when those letters go together, that's just some fingers too.
Okay, so Bento is about if you only beginning, it's about a high school kid. For some reason, him liking Sega games is relevant. But basically, he enters the grocery store one day to buy dinner. Like, he's a broke high school student, so he's gonna go to the discount section, and they have bentos in the grocery stores, and after a certain time, they go on sale, so they're cheaper. So he goes in to buy one, and as he's about to grab one, he loses consciousness, and he wakes up, and there are like lots of people fighting over these discounted bentos. Come to find out, there's a whole like, I don't know what to call it, a ring, a world of where when people wait for the bentos to go on sale and fight over them, like really scrap in the grocery store over them. And it's like there's organized things, like there's rules and engagement, there's groups involved, there's like a hierarchy of system, there's people that are known by like names because of how they fight and who they fight. It's an insanely dumb concept, but it's so entertaining because this kid that went into the grocery store to buy dinner is now wrapped up in the world of organized food fighting, literally, in grocery stores.
Picasso, I like it.
So if you've ever seen Kenichi, it's that kind of come up of like some kid that's not really a fighter trying to become a better fighter. And of course, there's a girl to show him the way, and she's like a really dope fighter. And yeah, it's just funny that that's the concept, because I'm pretty sure this came out of something true. People will die.
I'm pretty sure people fight in those stores all the time because when those sales happen,
that's pretty fucking funny, actually.
And they wait for the guy to come out with the stickers and put the stickers on. You have to wait for him to go back. Like he has to go back behind the store
before he
he has to be out the way before they get started and fight over.
That makes sense. Don't pull him into y'all shenanigans.
Yeah. But like, imagine being a cash register in the store and you're scanning this dude. He got a black eye and his nose is bleeding, but he's like, "But I got the salmon roll." Like,
I don't get paid enough to care about why you have a black eye in my store, sir. Get the fuck out of here.
But it's like everyone has like a black eye and they're beat up, and you heard this happening. So, yeah.
I see a video and I just see people boxing. Like, it's hilarious. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Like I said, I'm about all the action right now.
Yeah, that's good action.
So we're gonna jump right into album reviews because we've been talking for a while about Heath's list. Heath, thank you for sharing us your weird and nerdy list. We loved it. However, it's time to get into album reviews. As you all know, perfect timing. As you all know, in the past 3 weeks, 3 new albums have come out now. We're going to review 2 of them at this moment. The 2 are Chromacopia and Meg Part 2. However, in that same, technically 4 albums, in that time, Doechii also released an album. We didn't talk about that, but I kind of want to because she's up and coming. A lot of people have been talking about it. But also, that boy K-Dot dropped his album. Ooh-wee. I've already listened to it. Am I going to listen to it again? Yeah, oh yeah. He was like, "You're not a real K Dot fan because you waited almost 24 hours to listen to it." I'm like, "God damn! I waited 2 weeks to listen to Chromacopia, and I am a Tyler fan."
I've had conversations with Greg, and it's like, yeah, you're into it, like you're interested, but you're not like.
I'm not a diehard Kendrick fan by no means. I'm not ripping open my shirt and it says K Dot or Kung Fu Kenny on my shit. That's not what's happening here. I like him, and listening to this album made me realize that. But that's not what we're talking about this week. That'll be next week. This week is Chromacopia and Meg Act 2, right? We had plenty of time to get through this. Diva is finally listened.
For one of them.
Huh?
Meg Part 2 came out a month ago to date.
Damn! I blame Diva. So like I said...
It's my fault. It's my fault.
So we're going to go through this. I'm not trying to sprint through it, but I do want to speed walk through it. So as you know, we graded on a scorecard of 1 to 5. Those values being 1, trash, 2, meh, 3, this was cool for real, 4, I like it, and 5, perfect, or I loved it. And the categories of the scorecard are the length of the album, the lyrics, the beats, the vibes, the production, and the cohesion. There's a multiplier for if this was a album for you. If it gets that multiplier, that means that you wouldn't normally listen to this music. This isn't the artist you listen to. You're only listening to it because the pod, etc., etc. All right? Or this music is completely not made for you. That being said, let's get into the review. Chromacopia goes first.
I would like to preposition this entire review by saying, I listen to too much music, and Kendrick dropped an album, and it's been on repeat since it came out 2 days ago or 3 days ago. It came out Friday. Yeah. So please bear with me when I try to remember these other songs, because all I know right now.
That's why you write it down.
All I know right now is Mustard.
Mustard! We're not there yet. We're gonna listen to that.
I'm just saying. I don't remember most of these pieces. Continue. I'm sorry.
But yeah. All right. So let's go through it. This album. Let me pull it up actually before I start getting into it, just so I can have the exact number of songs and runtime. I believe the album was 13 songs in totality. 14 songs in totality, and it's about a 40-minute runtime, 53-minute runtime, which is not a long album. So length of the album for me, I gave it a 5. It's completely palatable. I can listen to it on a short drive. If I like a song and want to hear it again, I can do that. I liked the runtime, period, point blank. It was very good. I liked it a lot. Diva?
It was too long for me.
Really?
Yes.
I'm going to scroll down. I swear to God, if you put Meg at a higher number, you need to drop that right the fuck now.
No, I don't. I said it was too long for me.
Your opinion's invalid. No, I'm kidding. Continue. That is just too long? What is it lengthwise? Is it time-wise?
I don't. Let me preface everything by saying this album is not for me. Is it a good album? Yes. I think it's a really good album actually, but it is not for me. It's not something I would listen to in my free time. I think there's only like 2 songs that I would listen to just on my own. So let's start there. So I like listening to it and having to listen to it multiple times so that I can do a rating was a chore. So yes, it was too long for me.
Okay. Heath?
Chromacopia, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good length. I loved it. I love the length.
I love the length.
I love the length. All right, lyrics.
I love length more.
So for me, I gave lyrics a 5. I'm gonna preface this by saying I don't really have to talk much about the scores. I gave it a perfect score. I loved it through and through. And I can explain why. The lyrics, I really liked it. It's Tyler. Tyler has wordplay. Tyler just raps. Tyler says what he feels. I like that. And listening to this album, it wasn't all, droppable bars. Oh my God, best bar of all time. A lot of it was cool little clever lines. Like one bar I like corny shit. So he says like biscuit ass niggas, so I had to get my jiffy up. I like that. That's a cool little play on words. Cool. And then like the rest of that bar was all play on words actually. I can't remember all the bits and pieces of it, but that was all play on words. I really like that. And then a lot of the other parts, after I listened to it a couple times and also heard other people's breakdowns of it, because I'm not the biggest music buff, like Jane, where he's talking about a person, but he's also talking about a clinic in New York. Like, That shit's kind of crazy. Stuff like that was like interesting, and I really like that. As well as him just being open and honest about him and his life.
I agree. I think lyrically he does very well. I gave it a 3. And I gave it a 3, I guess, because I hate to say this, 'cause it makes me sound so mean. And like, I didn't like the album, but I did like, I didn't like it, but it's not bad.
It's
not,
3.
it's
This was
actually
cool
really
for
good.
real. That's exactly
Yeah.
how you feel. This was
And
cool.
I gave it a 3. Yeah, I gave it a 3. It's cool for, it's like more so like, and like, I don't want to say I didn't care what he was talking about, but like, because I didn't care what he was talking about, even though he was doing it well, it was just like, I was like, cool bar. Great job. You.
I feel you.
And I didn't like some of the like, not the interludes, but like the speeches from his mom. And not that I didn't like them. I think I liked the ones towards the end. I didn't like it so much as in the beginning of the album. But so, and I was trying to figure out where in my score I could put that I didn't like that thing.
Okay.
I put it there. So that's why the lyrics took a hit.
Okay. Heat.
I mean, I like Tyler's lyrically. Just how he opens up on Chromacopia, and he's just kind of like like the things he's whispering in the background while he's talking are actual like sustenance. Like I think he was talking about like his upbringing and stuff, but overall, like just the ranges he hits lyrically on this, because he goes from outside music to like love music, and just the tales of what he's talking about, and fans, and how he feels about them, and how he's saying fuck other people and talking about himself. Like I thought it was great. I just was in love with this one.
All right. Beats. Like I said, everything got a perfect score for me. I think that the beats for Tyler are really good. Like if anybody else tried to do this, I would think it almost sounds like noise. But I know Tyler really likes synths. I know what he's going for in almost every song. I think that each one was very him, but they had their own flavor that matches the song. Example, Sticky. He said he wanted that to sound like an HBCU was playing a marching band song. He's like, I hope that. He said, I hope an HBCU does it. Dog, 2 days after the album came out, Morgan State was already on that shit. Crazy. Loved it.
No, somebody else did it first. I won't give them credit.
Okay. I don't know who did it first. I'm just saying that's the one I saw.
It
was like, it wasn't 2 days. I'm exaggerating, obviously. It was like a week or two afterwards. But I know that Morgan State was doing it, and I saw another school was doing it as well. But my school, my alma mater, I know they were doing it, and I fuck with the marching machine. So I'm always going to shout them out. But if someone else did it first, I appreciate it if you pull it up. But just in terms of that, everything felt like it had its own... It felt specific to that song. It didn't feel like he made a beat and then had a rap and then just rapped on the song. It felt like he had a rap and he made a beat for that song.
I gave it a 3. Again, just cool for me because, like you said, it does go with the song. I just don't. And y'all can say, Diva, you don't get it. I don't. And that's okay. And that's okay. And I'm okay with that.
Let's stand on business with it. Don't sound scared. It's okay.
Jackson State.
I ain't scared of
You said who?
I ain't scared of not one of
It
y'all.
was Jackson State.
Jackson State. So shout out Jackson State for getting on that. But you ain't the marching machine, dog.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I ain't scared of not one of y'all. So let's start there. But yeah, it was just cool to me. Like I feel like every song, like every beat went with what he was talking about. But again, I was just like, to me. Me.
Okay.
And my ear holes.
He beats.
Beats. Yeah, he played with a lot of different instrumentals on this. Like I said, he touched a lot of different vibes, and I gave it a perfect on the beats, because that's not easy to do, to have a cohesive album that touches a lot of different like levels of vibes, if that makes sense.
I feel you. Then that's the next one, vibes. I like the vibes that it was going for, although I can agree it was a little all over the place, and like you said, touching everything. I think that generally speaking, it always kept even the harder subjects upbeat, like he gave it his own little sprinkle of flavor with all the subjects he was talking about, from how black people change their hair to having to deal with an abortion and almost being a father when he's not ready, to his understanding of himself and the fact that he's not a monogamous person and just wants to have fun and doesn't know if he'll ever have kids, to just having that in the school rap battle type shit with Sticky. Like it was vibey. Like I can listen to each of those in a different setting and still feel relatively good. Diva?
I gave the vibes a 2. Again, it's not my vibe. But also, like the best way to word it is just not my vibe. Like it's nothing that I would vibe to, and again, it just wasn't for me. And I hate that because I think it's a really good album. Like I think it's really good. It's just I just would never. I would never go back to it.
Okay,
which is weird.
HD.
The title is chromacopia, made up word, but the chroma just talking about the arrangement of colors or something like that, connecting the colors. And that's what I feel like. That's what he was going for, and he achieved that goal because he's showing you a lot of colors of himself and different topics, like Greg mentioned, and it was beautiful. I loved it. It's like I said, it's hard to do an album where you're jumping from topics so like abruptly and it be cohesive. Like I can listen through and be like, okay, I see the story being told here. It's not all connecting, but it does connect in the grand embodiment of Tyler the Creator.
Okay. Production. I think the production value was high on this. I think this is something he sat with for a long time. I think that this was a labor of love for him. Even like the concert that he had 2 days after it came out at Camp Flogna, where he said like he said I had to wear a mask making this, and had the picture of me wearing a mask because he's like I felt like I couldn't just say this shit as me. I felt like I had to say the shit as a different person to be able to get it out, and like it just shows that like it was a labor of love to me. Like he really did his shit with this. Diva.
That's why I gave production a 5 because like I think it goes back to a lot what you said, like with the beats and the songs. Like everything went, I hate to say everything went together, but everything went together. Like it, for every song, it was fully thought through. It was complete. There were no, oh, we could have, maybe if he'd have did this, or like, yeah, that was cool, but like if he'd have did this or whatever. It felt like the work was, you could feel the work that was put in, and you could feel the vulnerability of the art. So yeah.
Okay. Heat.
There's not much else to say. The production value was amazing, and I love the effort he put into it.
All right. Cohesion, last score settling area. I think it was cohesive in the sense of like he said it, chromacopia. You're supposed to be going through all these colors, all these ranges, and I think he did that very well. I think he did a good job of going through things without making me feel sad. Like the whole thing felt like it didn't drop below a 6 on the hype scale, but like it didn't really exceed a solid 8 either. Like we stayed in a good range, but was all over the place on the outside versus inside with the light scale. Like I really like that we were able to keep a solid positive pace but hit so many topics.
I think it was very cohesive. Actually, on my first listen, I like, you know, when you feel like you should be done something and you're like, damn, it's still going. I actually just because you know Spotify, when if you have it on like the playthrough, it just pulls another song from that artist or in that genre. I was like, this doesn't, like it, the song that they pulled, it just didn't sound right, for lack of better words. It didn't sound like everything else that I had been hearing, and I was like, oh, because you're done, you finished, and you gotta start over. So I like really did feel like it was cohesive, but I gave it a 4 because of some of the stuff that he was saying. And again, we do all of the voting and numbering and stuff before this guy, so but I feel similar to what he was saying because it was so many different topics of things. sometimes it felt not jarring. Like they obviously were connected because people are complex and they go through all of these things, but they were just sometimes a little, just a little, very little, because the way he pulled it all together worked. But there, I could feel sometimes the disconnect. But yeah, I think he did a great job.
Okay. He.
I mean, that's pretty much what I say. I didn't give it a perfect score just because some of these things could have been dragged out into their own albums or EPs, honestly. But like I said, there were no skips, but there were some songs that were slower. Like I wouldn't listen to in the same setting as other songs, and that's why I don't feel like the cohesion's all the way there. But like, I see the vision. I just didn't enjoy it to the point where I was like, I love it. I'm playing this through all the time.
Okay, I could give it a 4 for that reason. I won't, but I could. Because there were some songs where it's like, I don't feel like hearing this now. But there are some songs I've had in constant replay. But going to the final scores, just to run through them. That's a 30 from Galaxy. I believe a 20 from Diva before the score adjustment because she said this music was not for her. So with the 1.25 multiplier, it puts it at 25. But just so you know, 20 out of 30 is not bad. That is a 67 repeating, which isn't bad for someone who this is not for, in my opinion. But going for it, she upped it to 25 with the multiplier, and he, without the multiplier, saying it's for him, 28. Overall, I think that's an average score of about a B+. From us. On the hype meter, the vibes graph chart, I put it a little bit towards outside party music. Not really, but kind of, sort of. I could see a lot of these being transitional songs for a DJ. Not all of them by any means. About 4 or 5, no. About 6 or 7 of the songs on here, I could see being transitions to other songs. That's why I said it's kind of outside, but it's definitely up there on the hype. Second to highest. You guys?
I put Lights Off at Home. Kind of more so actually on that side because it felt very vibey to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of album I guess I would imagine people either like smoking to, or like if they were doing work, like especially like I'm working on the deck right now. If this was something I was listening to, this would be something that I would put on while I'm working on the podcast deck. If I didn't want visuals, if I just wanted music playing, like if I was working or something like that, that's really how I felt about this. And then it's like I put it lower, like kind of towards sad, not on the sad side. It's still up in the hype side, just on the Lights Off at Home, because I really feel like this is just something that you put on while you're working, while you're driving, for sure. Like this is definitely like an album that I would imagine Chris listening to, like on our drive home. Like this fits Chris's vibe a lot, like Chris listening to on the drive home, where not me. So yeah.
Heat?
I think that other G is mine. I don't know why I did that.
Lol.
But yeah, like a lot of this was hype just because of the production and the instrumentals. But I don't see it much of an outside thing. Like outside of Sticky and maybe Chromacopia, I don't really think most of these songs would be played outside. Like Greg said, maybe transitions for some parts, but
Exactly.
overall, like this is in the house and just kind of chilling outside of Sticky. And then Chromacopia, I don't know, the marching gets me so much. I would play that anywhere. I don't care.
I fuck with the Martian. I don't know why either. I just really fuck with it though. All right, just my quick breakdown. I said pause.
Gotta pee before we break down.
Oh Lord.
We've been going for 2 hours.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
And
my
I'm on
fault.
my second bottle of water. No, it's
I'm
okay. You
sorry.
did a great job.
Look what happens when you host and you said you're always asking, how do we always get this far? This is how.
No, I probably could have organized my thoughts better with that list. I was kind of picking and choosing some things that were easier to explain outside of some ones that I really like. I have to do better at Durarara. Like that is a really good one.
I watched it and you didn't mention nothing about how they were in gangs either.
Well, I wasn't trying to spoil it because, you know, they each were the leader of a different gang, and you don't find that out until the end.
Yeah, the Silver Dollars. What was it? Silver Dollars.
Yellows, somethings, and then like the obsessed mind control ones. Like it's hard to not say things that are spoilers about that one because a lot of stuff you do discover through watching it. Like you're not.
That's where
privy
one of
to.
my favorite fucking clips comes from when he punches the dude out of his pants.
Yeah. And you know, like his backstory is insane because it's like he has superhuman strength that his body couldn't hold, so he kept breaking his bones.
Mm-hmm.
Like he got mad at his brother when he was a kid and he picked up the fucking fridge to throw it at him. But in the moment of realizing he picked up the fridge, he dropped it on himself. And so over the years, like he just kept developing like stronger bones and stuff because he was, you know, if you keep breaking them.
There's a manhwa about that. Like
Yeah,
everyone gets powers, and the guy's
kid.
power is like super regeneration, and like this kid who's an elite kills his mom by like encasing her in diamonds. She suffocates to death, and then he does the same to him, and they bury him alive. And like they're speaking at their school's thing a few years later about it's so sad, but the whole time he just kept punching the diamonds. He would suffocate and then come back to life, and suffocate and then come back to life.
I've seen this on my shorts.
I was like, Jesus Christ, that's metal.
I mean, that happened in 2 Year Eternity. The people that saw him as a demon, they finally caught him and they entrapped him in
the Iron Bull?
Boiling iron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something equivalent to the Iron Bull.
Yeah, and so they were gonna burn him in, and he kept like, he kept dying and coming to life, and like he was like moving, and then like, did we get him? And then he got out.
So because the one thing that God is useful for in the show, the context of the show, is he explains things to us as the viewer. So it's like, yeah, they entrapped Fushi in this, basically the Iron Bull, and he was burning to death repeatedly, and he was burning to death so fast that his consciousness could not form. For like 100 lives, he kept dying before he could even realize what's happening. He's just dying. So eventually, like, he started getting enough of his consciousness to adjust a little bit until eventually he, you know, he felt a sensation from the boiling iron, and he could become the boiling iron, or at least produce it. So then he, like you said, he produced a little hole to escape, and then they were like, is he dead? And it's like the hollowed out version of him, like Han Solo, and they were like, all right, we got him. And then he lived like undercover for like 100 years, so nobody could find him.
Shit, wouldn't you? I'd be sick and tired of you humans.
Or did he escape? I don't know. This is told like in chunks through like every 500 years. Except for the first one, I think was like 50 years. But yeah. And then the secret to his thing is he can actually bring most of the people that died with him back to life.
Yeah, you told me about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a really sad one. Like, it's up there with Doro, but Jesus. That's why I can't explain it the way you explain it, because I have to make people aware that this is sad. Like, there's not much joy in this. It's just a good watch.
All right. I don't remember where the stop is, but I'll remember that we did this. All right. Getting back into it. So just a quick breakdown. I just said for my reasons. I said my first perfect score. I've always been a Tyler fan, but not like this. Every song on the album was good, and I tried not to like some. Like listening to it, I was like, I'm not gonna like this song, and then I did, and that's what made me mad. But that's what showed me that I really loved it. And I was trying to hate, but it was like just how some songs start. You'd be like, oh, I'm not gonna like this, and then I fucking loved it. I'm like, oh, this is dope. I said I love the length, the message, the features, the beats, all of it. Good job, Tyler. Songs added, 11 out of the 14, 12 now. But the best ones I have are Balloon with Doechii, fuck with her. Ratatata, I really like that. I Killed You, the one talking about hair, and Sticky. He told me when he first listened to it, like, you're gonna like Sticky, and he was fucking right. I do. Sticky.
Am I supposed to go next?
Sexy Red said it.
You can.
And I'm a quoter. I don't fight for my respect. Bitch, I fight for dick. Fa 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 fa. Finna wreck your shit. That's crazy, by the way.
But it sounded nice. It got the people going.
It got the people going. It was provocative as fuck.
Indeed.
You can go ahead.
Um, this is Tyler's 7th studio album, and I think there was a gap of like 4 years between the last one. The first time I ever listened to Tyler was his 5th studio album, Igor, and I loved the fuck out of Igor. I thought that was such a beautiful piece of art, and for some reason I never did go back and listen to the rest of it. I just kept listening, not the rest of his catalog. I just kept listening, and then I skipped "Call Me When You Come Home." Like heard some songs, but I didn't really hear it. But this, I love this so much. I think like these are the albums that make me say I need to go check out the rest of Tyler, because as a person, I love the things Tyler says, the way he moves and how he acts. He's very much an entertainer. He is a creator, and I love it. And this was hands down a beautiful piece of creativity. So
You would really like Flower Boy, because Flower Boy, he even describes this. Flower Boy is a less refined version of Igor. So he was upset when people liked Flower Boy more than Igor, because he's like, this is everything Flower Boy was, but focused, redefined.
Yeah.
Everything before that might be a little shaky, because that's, I'm not gonna call it old Tyler, but that's when he's still a little bit more of a wild child, in my opinion. Says a lot more things for shock value. However,
Yeah.
I still like it though. Like, his raps are fucking great. Period.
Yeah, like I know there was that one part in there where I saw a video, they were talking about, maybe it was Flower Boy, where he was basically talking from the perspective of a fan wanting in. So yeah, I want to be on the inside. I want to see what your house look like, all of that. And then like on Nord, he's like, I'm tired of all the fans, like they just be doing annoying shit. Like it's like, damn, you finally made it. Now you see how it feels. You don't like it.
Yeah. But he's always been like that, because I listened to a song by him a while ago. I forgot what it was called, where he was like just kind of retelling like a fan seeing him. And it was like a whole rap about that. Like, I'm out trying to get tacos and the ice cream. Can you leave me alone?
But
We've I think it was the last pod actually. We talked about Tyler the Creator and how he's just a creative. Like, he was put on this earth to just create and make music and make shows and make things and just be artsy, and it's just who he is, and you see it in him and in everything he does. Now, my description, I said it's very vibey, but not my vibe though. I like Sticky, but Glow. I was like, when Glow hit, but when Glow came on, it was when the beat changed, and I was already like, the song just kept taking you up and up and up and up and up, and so when Glow came on, I was already writing like, I like Sticky, and then I was like,
Lit ass bitch. Oh fuck.
then like I had finished writing it, so like I kept this open while I was working, and I would just write my notes as I was going, and then I was like, and what? I was like, oh, you wanted me to like this song, didn't you, Tyler? Like, you made this song for me. And then I don't like his singing, so I think it's Tomorrow, and it's something else that he had on there.
You didn't like Balloon? Oh, you said Balloon surprise hit.
I didn't get there yet. Yeah, that where he's singing, and I was like, Tyler, we could got somebody else to do this. Please no. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And it just
You must have really helped out. Hope you find your way home.
That must be the other song where it made me want to just stop and just like be like, Greg, I can't do it. Like I can't do that.
You were at the end. That's crazy.
Right. And then I saw the like song number, and I was like, okay, just do it, just finish, you got this. Yeah, Balloon surprise hit. Like, I think when it started, I was like, here's another one that like
that's how I was when I heard. I was like, dude, I'm like, I'm not gonna like this. And then they started rapping.
Like, oh, I like this one. Like, I like it, and I was excited because I wanted to like there's other songs that I wanted to like I wanted to like, and I was like, well, I was like, I don't like it, like, and I was like, I feel like I should. It was one of those times where it's like, I feel like I should like this, or like I feel like this is good, but I don't want it, like,
yeah,
I don't like it. So but I like, again, I see why people are fans. I see why people get mad when he does not win things, or when he gets looked over, because he is a great creator, but he's just not for me.
That being said, I agree with you, because like Igor is when he tried to get into pop. He said that, like, he was like, I'm not gonna joke around no more. I'm gonna be serious for a little bit, and I'm gonna make this pop music and show y'all that I can make pop music. That's what Igor was. And then his next album too, because they keep putting him in like urban pop. They won't just put him in pop. They'll like say it's always something urban or rap, and he's like, this is pop music.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's not pop music. I don't know why they do that.
They don't want to give him the category.
Yeah, and I get it. They probably don't want to give it to him because they want to give it to some bigger name. But I think he's one of those, like, this album is one of those things. If I was watching an award show and he was up for like a major category and won, I'd be like, okay. Like, I probably didn't listen to it. It probably wasn't for me, but yeah, I agree. He probably won.
Here's my thing. I really just don't like how they treat him and his music, especially because he will say this all the time. I am not someone who's played on the radio. I am someone who, you know, my music and people play my music. Period.
Yeah.
Basically, like, not underground per se, but like I'm famous, but I'm famous because my fans fuck with me.
From like an Eminem.
Yeah. And looking at these numbers, all the songs on here are double-digit millies, right? With Saint Chroma having over 100, but like 70, 50, 30, consistent 80s and 30s and 50s. That's impressive to me, knowing that these are people who are just listening or heard from word of mouth. This isn't, I heard it on the radio, I want to go check this out.
Yeah, and you're not going to. And the crazy thing is, you're not going to, because which is crazy, because a song like Sticky on the radio,
that would go nuts on the radio.
It's going to go crazy. It would do numbers, but they're not going to play him because I don't know what they have against him, but they don't want him to win, which is sad because he deserves it. He is talented. That is talent.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, you got to chop this one up. That's a clip right there, but it's like parts all around. I don't know what to tell you, dog.
Nah, he's talented. He's a talented soul, man.
He is. I hope we get to meet him one day. I'm putting that on the universe. He's very antisocial, but like, I'm hoping I can meet him.
Not fuck no. That's crazy. Oh,
I almost put no on here. So let's get into the next part. Megan, Act 2. So I want to preface this by saying, going into this, I was terrified of what I call bad bitch fatigue, right? You can only hear artists or a group of women call themselves bad bitches so many times before it starts to be a buzzing in your ear. Megan has released an album this year. 2 albums this year, actually. One at the top of the year, one in the middle of the year, before her tour, and then one now at the end of the year. It's a lot, Meg. It's a lot. I need some time. But I am still happy that she released music. That being said, if you guys want to preface with anything similarly, go for it.
Preface with something similar.
Mm-hmm.
I really think this album, I hate to say it like this because it's not a bad thing. This is the B cuts. This is the stuff that didn't make the album. Like, this is back in the day, young children.
Oh yeah, the B-sides.
You used to buy CDs, and there used to be 2 CDs. And one CD was like the main CD, and that's the one that everybody listened to. That's the song you all knew. You had the second CD, was the B-sides, or if there was a tape on the other side of the tape.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get started on the tapes now. I'm really taking it back, showing my age. But those B-sides were they were good songs, but they were songs that people knew that just weren't gonna, just weren't gonna go anywhere. They were for the fans. They were for your base. Those were the songs that were for your base. And I feel like that's what this was. Well, not even was. That's what this is. Like, it's the B-sides with a sprinkling of A-sides, because I actually even said in my notes, I don't count 5 of these songs. 5 of these songs are on other albums, and we have already heard
it's more than 5.
Well, I mean, the number, if you look at the numbering, it restarts at the like 14.
13, yeah.
But even in the part 2, I counted.
So Diva, I'll let you actually lead this one because you're already starting to get into the length section.
All right, so length, I gave it a 2 because it's so fucking long. Even though some
31
of the songs
to be exact.
Put that in
31
half.
songs.
You said cut that
No,
in
why
half.
was- Why was
Yeah,
that in
because
half?
this is something that they do on Apple Music a lot. Like literally, the numbering is you see that they took the last thing they released, put more songs on top, and then just re-released the whole
Oh no,
thing.
I counted. It's 13 and 18. It's 31.
Yeah, but I don't count that as all this because it's no different if she just released that project and then said, "Hey, go listen to my other album." So I wouldn't count that all
Oh,
as
but
one
like
thing.
Diva said, yeah, it's about 5 or 6 songs. So like what, 26, 27?
It's still a
No,
lot of songs.
I'm saying literally looking at the count, the numbering restarts because it's the other album.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's
No.
13, and then there's another 18.
18.
1
Right.
through
Those
13,
aren't the
1 through
same
18.
songs.
They're
No,
not the
Those aren't
same
the
those
same
are all
songs
songs.
from
different
the
songs.
album. They're all different songs
All right.
except for the 5 that I think I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's 5. Like
It's
I'm
5 that
trying to
are
make sure
on
I'm
her
saying
other album.
the album that are
Got
just
you.
it
All right. Well,
mixed
I'm
in
gonna shut
there.
up. I'm gonna shut up. So,
But yeah,
So
it's let's say 26 songs, right?
let's say 26 songs, but even 26 is a lot.
Fuck ton.
It's a lot of songs
Hour
to
and
me.
22 minutes of listening.
And like some of the songs are short. Like there are a couple, especially in that first 13 chunk, there are a lot of 2-minuters. But still, it was too long. It was too long. It was too much. I could have done without the extra 5. Like I already heard them. They're already on another album. They're already getting plays. Like we don't need these. So that's where I'm at length. I like it. Even for me, who is a I'm a stan. It was still too long. Sorry, at night I get stuffy and congesty. I don't know why, but it has been happening.
Genetics. You can go. We'll
Yeah.
go around, and I'll go last now.
As you can tell from what I was just saying, I've never listened to a Meg album prior to this ever in my life, and I would like to preface this by saying I don't hate Meg. I don't dislike her. I root for her when she drops music and I see it do well. I'm like, yes, love that. But I personally don't care to listen to it. Like the popular song that might be out, I might hear it a couple times, especially when I go out. But I've never listened to a Meg album ever in my life prior to this. So I thought when I saw that number count, I thought those were the songs from the last album. I didn't go check because I didn't really care.
Yeah, that's how I felt about when they made me listen to Hotels by Jasmine Sullivan. Jasmine Sullivan is not my kind of artist by any means of the stretch of the imagination. However, I'm a root for her. I'm a root for black female artists, especially black female artists.
It's
Yeah,
crazy
so
about
when
this episode. I feel the same way about Tyler the Creator. I'm never
Yeah.
gonna go listen to him.
Right.
And if he does get a song that blows up, I'll know it and I'll listen to that.
Mhm.
But I am rooting for him. I want him
100%.
to win.
And like that's why I said don't be not afraid, but don't feel bad for how you feel, your musical taste, and he understands it too. Like you can be the sweetest peach on the tree. Some people just don't like fucking peaches. That's all it is.
Yeah.
For me, the link fucking killed me. I was drudging through this. I listened to it twice, and each time it was like crawling through sand looking for water. I just wanted it to be over. That's not to say that it was bad. It was just long as fuck to hear
It's
like
really long.
that bad bitch fatigue. You're gonna get it. It's unless you are the Meg stan, which
bitch.
some people were. Like there are some people that are like, oh my god, this is the best Meg release ever, and I'm like, I'm glad you feel that way.
I don't think, and again, I don't think it was the best release ever. I really think it's a good B-side. Like it is a good collection of B-sides.
I agree. It is a good collection of B-sides. Let's continue to
So-
lyrics.
Yeah. I gave her a 5 on the lyrics. Because I think it's a good collection of B-sides. Megan can spit, and I think sometimes we forget that because a lot of her songs, like the songs that get played more often than not, are the like poppy songs, or the ones that get the replay value, the ones that have like a good chorus that can be repeated all over and over again. But this album reminded me, Meg is a lyricist. Like people don't, and I think people don't think of that because she's also a female. But Meg can spit, and I was like, look at you spit, look at my bestie spitting.
Meg talks a lot about in her raps how she can spit on that thing. And when I say that thing, I mean the track, nigga. Get your mind out the gutter.
Yeah, so I gave it a 5. I think the lyrics, and also, not that I don't have bad bitch fatigue because I'm a bad bitch. So any song that's going to reinforce that.
Did she just call me not a bad bitch?
Well, we all know you're not a bad
No.
bitch.
That's crazy.
It
okay.
is sometimes.
Yeah, You have your bad bitch moments.
No, that's crazy about you. It's cool. I'm gonna see you at Christmas. I got something for you.
A Christmas gift, yes.
It's sticky.
I hope not.
Maybe if I like stick it up and throw a wrapper on that. Give you one of
Put a bow on it.
these.
But yeah, I did give it a 5.
I want to say this, but I know Meg can rap. I am an avid listener to Power 106 LA, and I've seen Meg's freestyle on that, and I'm like, I know this girl can rap. I've seen her rap before. I gave it a 3. I think it was Bourbon, and she switched up on the second half and really started spitting. I'm like, okay.
Bourbon was one of my songs, yeah.
But overall, I can't tell one song from the other because I just hear the same thing, and it's hard for me to like.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that and say Bourbon, same thing. I heard Bourbon and got excited. That's what made me think I wasn't going to go through bad bitch fatigue with this, right? I was like, thank God we're gonna get spitting. I was let down afterwards. I gave it a 3 as well. Bourbon, she was spitting. She switched up the flow. She had a couple good bars in there. It was really good. I know Megan can spit. I know what she's capable of, and that's why I gave her this score. It's like, I know what you can do, and for the rest of the album to essentially be me hearing the same thing over and over again. Remember, drudging through that sand, it's like me hearing this thing over and over again. That's where the fatigue starts setting. Bad bitch, bad bitch. Bad bitches do this. I'm the baddest. No one can fuck with me. When you hear that constantly, huh?
To simplify it, I would just say Meg is the equivalent to Future to me.
Fair. Niggas love Future.
But he don't speak like he could. Like he might have a couple verses out there somewhere. He's like, okay, like yeah. But on a day to day, I'm like, you really, if you a fan, you gonna love everything. But generally, like she make good music. She make music for the people, but most of the music for the Megans or the Stallions, whatever the fuck she call her fans.
Stallions, yeah. I agree with that. I think that's a pretty accurate assessment. All right, beats.
5. Oh, we're on beats. So I think all the beats were dope. I think the beats are dope because we're judging the beats. I think the beats are dope. I do think there were some missed opportunities in the beats, and I will talk about that like in my breakdown. But like, I mean, she has good producers behind her. She has good beats, so I'm not like, there's no reason for me not to think so. And they're my kind of beats. They're bassy, they're boomy. Even the soft stuff has a little bit of like bang to it, which that's me. That's what I like. I like a soft bang.
Heed, please.
I'm very honest. I gave this a 3 just because I know what a bad beat sounds like, and I don't think she had bad beats. I just don't think they were unique.
Okay. I mean, 3 this is cool for real. So I mean, yeah.
That's why, but I mean, like, as a non-fan, I'm not gonna go lower than 3 because I can recognize what bad is, and I'm not saying any of it's bad.
I gave her a 4 on beats. I think the beats that she had was really good. Like you said, I think there were some missed opportunities in there, and that's where the point deduction comes from.
Okay.
Like, you could have did a little bit more with some of these. I know, like, again, I know what you're capable. It's like that teacher that's almost hard on you with your grades. Like, I know what you're capable of. Stop playing with me.
Oh, you ain't never gonna be shit?
Nah, you gonna be shit, but, like, you ain't gonna fake like you ain't smart in my class.
Right. Vibes.
Vibes.
So, vibes I give a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because I started getting fatigued towards the end. So I'm like, all right. And I think what saved the vibes was Moody Girl. I think that's what it's called. Girl Mood or something like that. I have it written down a little bit lower. And it started saving the vibes for me because I was like, oh, thank God. Like, give me a little bit more set. Sprinkle in a little bit more.
Nigga, Moody Girl saved it for you? That's song 17 of 18 on track 2.
I know.
That's
I know.
insane.
Because it was like the end. I was like, oh, okay. Like, you're not gonna like bad bitch me to death, I guess.
Oh yeah, second, and then she goes to Cobra where she bad bitches you to death. What are you talking about?
Cobra isn't counted in my count because I took it out.
Oh.
I just
But I think again, like, because I'm a bad bitch, I was in the vibe, but like again could have gotten more. Like we could have done more.
I think he'll agree with me because we both gave it a 3. We're not in the bad bitch, so like it. Similar to what he said. I recognize bad vibes. I recognize vibes that don't match a song, right? And it wasn't that, so I had to give it a 3.
So you aren't a bad bitch, is what you're saying?
Not this kind of bad bitch. Not a rule number 1 bad bitch. I ain't that. I ain't never been that.
Hey, you know, are we talking about beat or vibes? They get the same thing for me. Like,
beat is
know,
more sonically. Vibes is how you feel. I feel like one's a little bit more objective than the other.
I'm gonna go ahead and change that.
He gave it a 1. I can't give it a 1. I had to give it a 3 because there are some songs I actually vibe with. There's a lot of songs I'm not going to save, but there's some I actually vibe with. And I didn't resave songs I already had saved. So,
Same.
Let that be known.
Production, I gave a 5. Like I said, I think I gave beats a 5 too, because like I said, I feel like it was well produced. I think we may need to change production because I think it won't be often that we are critiquing someone who has bad production. Well,
see, you say that, and I promise you, as soon as you want to change it,
and then next one we do, not Kendrick, but next one we do is going to be.
I see your point, and they have the money, and that's why I think we should be maybe a little bit more critical. Because if you have the money to pay for a top tier engineer to make sure this shit goes through correctly, I shouldn't be able to like if we did Big X the Plugs album, I promise you my production wouldn't be a 5 because he's still kind of not there yet.
Okay. So let's leave.
But someone who's on their 7th studio album, their production's gonna be there. It should be there. That should be a guaranteed 5.
We'll figure it out.
When I hear the word production, I'm thinking about how the instrumental sound with the voice, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think most of the albums that we're going to review, because there's a lot of albums we don't review. Most of the albums we're going to review, production is not going to be an issue because they're going to fit the sound.
Hey man, we took off a 5 section. Some people's score are going to be fucking hurt.
But I mean, when we're talking production at this point, we're not professionals. I'm going to base it off of vibes, so everything's getting negative marks on some of these things.
Fair enough, but like you said, we aren't professionals.
Fuck no, it wasn't for you, I skipped ahead.
I mean, other part was cohesion. I don't think this was cohesive at all. I don't think this was cohesive at all. It wasn't trash, but it definitely wasn't cohesive.
I think I gave it was cool for real because it goes back to me. I treated it like it was just a collection of B-sides. So I was like, oh, so we put all the B-sides together and you gave it to me and now you're making money.
So here's the thing.
Okay, thank you.
The cohesion, I don't feel like there was cohesion because it felt like I went from, not calling Megan a bitch, but I'm saying this in a general term. It feels like I went from bad bitch to sad bitch to mad bitch to I'm that bitch. And that's a lot of bitch. But it all encompasses Megan. And I'm like, that makes sense. And that's why I can't give it a 1.
So complicated.
And I'm glad you enunciated so well. I will go through and clip that out. I calling Megan a bitch. Got you.
That's crazy. It's crazy you talked about my best friend like that.
I hate you so much. Oh God, that's funny. Oh man. Woo.
So I gave it a 24, which isn't high. It's on the lower side. It's lower than my Kendrick score. I mean, not my Kendrick score. We're not at Kendrick yet. I'm so ready to listen to Kendrick's album.
It was good.
It's lower than my Tyler score, which I found interesting. But it is what it is. I was honest.
Tyler made you feel like more of a bad bitch. Is crazy.
Well, Tyler got the multiplier.
Did you adjust your score at the bottom? I think it lost 2 points.
If I could, I would just give it a 5 as a total score.
Damn.
That is not.
You can. It's your opinion.
Right.
If you do not fuck with this music, let the niggas know this is not for me.
Well, it's actually impossible for him to get a 5 because we would have to give him a multiplier. So,
Well, I mean, 1.25 times 5 is still only what? Fucking 1.25?
Look, I don't know, man.
Don't worry about it. He's giving it a failing grade. It's not his type of music. I gave it a 19 out of 30. No multiplier because I usually do listen to Meg. This is an artist I do listen to. But like I said, I think it's more the fatigue, if anything. If this was released as two different things and we went into 2025 getting this, I'd feel differently. I guarantee you. But right now, I'm tired, Meg. I'm exhausted. I know you can do better too.
I would like to say that it doesn't make sense to me. I don't make sense to me. I love Glorilla. I love Glorilla's music.
I do too. It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't hate Meg's music. Most of the time I'm listening to music, I'm either running, walking, or doing something in the house. And her music's just not something I would listen to in any of those situations. So I hear her when I go out and I'm like in public and people are playing it. So I just don't like, it's no hate. Like I think it's good. I love that she's doing well. I just don't care for it. Like it was such a fight to get through this, and I honestly didn't make it all the way through. I was so unproductive trying to listen. Like
she was too loud, so we didn't hear a thing of that. That's hilarious.
I said that's not fair. I made it through Tyler's. Do better, Heat.
Okay, that's different. That's 14 versus 30.
That's also different. She had more than double. You had to listen to Tyler twice for him to listen to this almost once.
I know.
But that being said, I agree with you. This was a difficult one, and I didn't want it to. I fuck with Meg. I really do, and I'll always support her. But the thing is, it's like, damn, this was just one of those ones that was like, I'm a little exhausted getting through this. But yeah, my 19 out of 30 stands, and that's like a 60 odd some percent or something like that. 60 something percent. But where'd you guys land on the vibe chart? I put it barely above the line for sad, because she did go over a lot of topics that were kind of like mellow and not melodramatic, but mellow and dramatic. But she tried to be outsidey, in my opinion, in some of these songs.
Put it above sad, but like mid hype, like low mid hype, but kind of towards the at home, and not so much as like at home with the lights off, and that's why I really didn't know where to put it. It's not outside party. Mm-hmm. It's very much like, this is what I would listen to while I was driving. Like when I'm driving home, this is what I'm going to listen to. This is the kind of stuff that I'm going to listen to. Or while I'm cleaning or while I'm studying, it's what's going to be in the background. It's going to be bad bitch, but not nothing that's going to make me twerk, because I got to get done what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to try and use a metaphor, because the way I interpreted this album for what I did hear of it, it's the equivalent of you two going to a party and they start playing a bunch of Shy Glizzy. Y'all do not give a fuck about DC music. Y'all don't care about DC niggas. But me and my folk, we get happy. That's our shit. And so the way I interpret this, I put it high on the hype scale and kind of outside, because I assume when a girl that likes Megan hear this, she's turned the fuck up. I assume that's what she would want it to be, so that's where I put it. Hype as fuck and kind of outside.
I think I would be outside. That's okay. I love Heed's thing. He said, I listened like I was told. What more do you want? Good job. But you didn't listen like you were told, now did you? You didn't finish.
Once you said you was sick and we skipped that week, I said I'm not doing the rest. I don't have a reason to. I don't have to rush it. I'm just not going to do it.
That's funny.
Would you like to do yours? Or you want me to do mine?
For what? Oh, the end. I'll read through mine real quick. I said, generally speaking, I think I was worried I was gonna experience bad bitch fatigue with this one, and I was right. With so much new music back to back from Meg, it all started to become white noise, hearing the same topics over and over again from the same person in the same way. That's not to say the album was bad. It just wasn't hitting for me like I would like it to. That being said, a lot of the songs were repeats of ones she's already released and added length to the album. I said I learned I really like alternative Meg, and I'll explain that a little in her other songs when she uses a wider range of beats and talks about different stuff. All those songs were the most refreshing. Like songs, I think I had like 4 out of 31. And that was Bourbon Freestyle, Bigger in Texas, Accent, and Fell in Love.
And so I wrote Bourbon slaps. It did. It did. I was like, Meg showing that she may be fun while she can still spit. I did like Number One Rule, which was
I bet you did.
I did, because it was very much like, it gave me like captions. Like that song will be the captions to all of my pictures. Best Friend is about me, if y'all didn't know. If y'all were wondering who she was talking about, it was me.
I liked Figaro. I added that too.
I told you me and her were linked. I told y'all she was my best friend. Best Friend is about me. So go listen back to me. I am her.
Spade it out. Jesus Christ.
TYG was a nice change of pace. Fell in Love is a vibe. It was giving very much like 90s rap, Little Kim back in the day, and that's why I really liked it. He Think I Love Him, missed opportunity from Meg to just go in and give, like, I mean, because I know all of the words to I Think I Love Her still, and it still goes hard in the club, and I feel like it was a missed opportunity. I like Figaro, Broke His Heart, BAS, Accent made me look up, and I love Gorilla. She said a bruising. I love her accent. But my favorite one was BOA, and Downstairs DJ is by far my favorite song on that album for so many reasons. 5 of the songs, like I said, don't count. They were all mentioned on other albums. Paper Together, I didn't like the UGK feature like I thought I would, because you think you put Texas and Texas together, it would go crazy, but it didn't. I didn't, like I said, no big bangers that we haven't heard yet, but I just think this album just shows, like, yeah, Meg's a real rapper, and all rappers have albums like this, I feel like. And I think this album will be, here's my future prediction, this album will be her cult classic. Like, years from now, I'm serious, years from now when she retires, this is going to be the album that Meg stans are like, I want to hear a song from this album. This is a Meg stan album. It's not for everybody. It's not for y'all. It was for the stans.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cage, you muted yourself.
Yeah, you did.
You gotta remember that, big dog. Or did your mic die?
Your mic died. See, we've been podding too long.
Whose fault is that, Miss Best Friend?
Huh? Nope. No more heat. He's gone.
It's, look
him.
at the thing. It was blinking. I don't. Raise it up.
Is it linked?
I don't
Oh, it's muted.
Thank you. I was trying to tell you.
No, this one died. I pulled this out. It was muted while off. When I think about this album, I think about YoungBoy and the fact that he used to just drop random 20-song albums of just yelling. One of those is a cult classic to one of his fans. So, same mentality,
Fair.
I guess.
He didn't write much in this section.
Even Jay-Z has a cult classic of he has a B tape album that's like a cult classic, and I think it's gonna be like that for me.
Well, I'm still rooting for her. That's our reviews.
Yeah. We did it! We made it through the podcast.
Yep. Show your ears so we can get out of here. I have work in the
Well,
morning.
On
I'm
top
sorry,
of
guys.
ears, I know I'm always the one who's talking about I got work in the morning. On top of my ears, I have two new mangas that I'm super excited about. So I have chapters 1 and 2 of Yakuza Fiance, which I have been thoroughly enjoying watching. Ugh, it is so good. And now I'm officially have the manga. And they're really pretty. Like the artwork on this, especially like all the tattoos. Like anybody who has tattoos in this manga, they put a lot of work into them. Now, we're still in the villain series. This is going to be the last one for the villains because I'm not going to get the other Maleficent ears. They're kind of cool. It's like Mickey ears and a Maleficent dragon in the middle. But I did go get the Evil Queen ears just so I could finish out this saga. So it has like the the poison apple for the ears. It has her crown and then her purple bow. And the bow, so the mini bow is like velvet, and then this one is like a glitter, well, no, sequence bow. That's what it is. And it has her crown, and then the side is that leather. And then, so I thought they were really cute. So this is the last one of the villain series. The back is plain, there's nothing there. But the last one of the villain series is the Evil Queen. And so the next series will be the Disney Eats series. So every month they came out with ears for the Eats series this year. So it'll be different food for every month. So get ready.
Food as ears. Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, well, that's the end of the episode. We're not doing weeks today because it's already been 2.5 hours. That being said, we are the Be More Nerdy Podcast. Be sure to follow us at Be More Nerdy on all platforms, including Twitter, soon to be Blue Sky, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. There we go. You can get most of your updates from us on Instagram or TikTok. That's where most of the things are from us. You can also follow me, your
Blue
host.
Sky now.
Huh?
Yeah.
When this episode comes out, Blue Sky will be as frequent as those two.
Boom, and we're gonna be uploading there like a motherfucker. But my point is, you can also follow me at Mr. Space Away for my personal, or Galaxy Greg underscore for all my podcast related posts and gaming related posts and any other cosplay related things. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky. I'm slowly leaving Twitter, but Blue Sky and TikTok and Twitch. Diva.
What it is, little dummies. Please remember that on all these social medias, we want to hear from you. So comment, like, and follow us. We want to hear your guys' thoughts on episodes, on whatever topics we're talking about in the clips. So comment. We want to talk to you guys, and we like talking to you guys. If you want to talk to me, you can follow me at the Diva X? Yeah, it's the Diva XOXO for all of my nerd content. I'm talking ears, I'm talking parks, I'm talking anime, because I'm watching so much anime now. Like, I'm starting new anime like monthly, not weekly. I can't commit to that, but like every month, I think I've started a new anime this year. So, and I know look at Heath smiling because he's proud of me. He's so proud of me. I have not rewatched the anime in a while. So, ha ha ha. And then if you want to see my personal stuff, which no wedding stuff yet, the wedding stuff will start in the new year, but we'll be posting wedding content there at always_the_diva. Heat?
I just wanted to say that why did we let our guest bring us out? He's supposed to be a guest. He shouldn't be saying all that stuff.
I'll hit this button right now.
Yeah, man. You know, y'all stay blessed. It's me, your boy HD, man. Just follow me at HD_no N0_TV. I am going to be super active on my cosplay and random stuff not pertaining to my main, which is honestly _heat. I forget sometimes. Working on some stuff. Anime Frontiers happening in I think like a week and a half. It's like the major anime convention here in Fort Worth, Dallas area. So it'll be fun working on some stuff. I'm actually making a gun right now. I've been painting this for half of this episode. But yeah, man, stay tuned. More to come. Great things. I'm trying to get into it heavy.
All right. That being said, we are the Be More Nerdy Podcast. Remember to be more nerds. Peace.